Just kidding.
Were you?
I would say I was kidding about the thing I said. Yeah. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But
you say a lot of things that you wouldn't wish on anybody.
Yeah, I do. He's right. He's right. You know, you ever say something like, man, I hope they...
He said the same thing that he said about the Kings after they lost one time and told his kids that he was just joking around.
I don't wish ill will on anyone. I'll amend my previous statement. I hope that person steps barefoot on a bunch of Legos in the morning. Like when they wake up, they get out of bed, boom, Legos everywhere. I feel like that's okay to wish on people. It's
Is this from social media?
Partially, yeah.
Okay.
I think I could give you. I think I could give that is disgusting. What is that, dude? Sorry, I just moved my sheet here, and there is. How would you describe that, Jason? It looks like a sneeze.
Oh, that's gross. If that's what that is,
I don't know what that is, but it is disgusting. And of course, we don't have any cleaning supplies.
Gross.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. That is really, honestly, kind of disgusting. That's fine. Wait, there you go. Yeah, okay, yeah, because Jason's got to look at it too. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Hey, look at that. What do you think that is, dude? I don't know what that is. It's probably, honestly, somebody dripped some of their coffee here. But that looks. It's
a clinger.
Oh, it's sticky. Oh my God, what are we doing here? I missed. Morning. I had the week also started out great because every morning at 3:30 a.m. is when I meet with. I have a phone call with the England people
Every morning.
Well, Monday through Friday, not like on the weekends. Although it generally turns out on the weekends, yeah. Although everything was shut down over there because, God, you know, we're into the Super Bowl and all that, and different things, but that Euro 24 tournament's going on over there, and I was on the phone. What was it, Saturday, with some people about some stuff. I'm like, all right, and we'll have it wrapped up in the next 20, but then, you know, as you know, everything shuts down. And I'm like, oh, what's the holiday? And they're like, oh, no, England. England's playing whoever the hell they played. And, like, the whole country just shuts down. There's actually a preseason match Huddersfield Town is having this coming Saturday. And as soon as England won, I got a note saying, oh, we're moving it from 3:30 to 12:30 because they'd overlap by 15 minutes with the quarterfinal match England's playing. And you just don't do that. Also, everyone's really pissed off at your guy, Chris.
Which one?
Phil Foden.
Why?
They all think England thinks he sucks, apparently, or he's sucking
because
in the
manager put him out of position.
They hate the manager more than Phil Foden. Yeah, because they're like, you can put this guy here at wing, but not Phil over at the other. Yeah, and they really hate that Bellingham guy. And then he scored.
Yeah,
exactly. Really good score, a bicycle kick too.
I saw that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
A lot of people were going nuts about that.
A lot of people were going nuts. So
we're going nuts out there.
We're gonna go nuts in there. There's some announcements to make this week, and so we were going over those. And it's, you know, there's like 10 people on the call.
Do they have a town crier?
I feel like that's not the worst idea you just came up with, but I don't know how they'd take it over there. I had to process that for a second. Like, that'd be kind of a fun newsletter. Well, the Huddersfield Town, and they're also weird how they talk garbage over there. Like, so Huddersfield Town, their nickname is the Terriers, like, because they're in Yorkshire, so Yorkshire Terriers. And then, and Leeds is their big rival. And so Leeds is big, I almost said Cutlow, which takes us back to 4th grade, insult to Town fans is they call them dog botherers. And so I remember one time I'm like, what is a dog botherer? Like, because in my mind, I'm thinking like you're going up to a dog and be like, man, you're a dog. Like, I don't know. And I guess when they say dog botherer, they mean like you have a relationship with the dog that might not be legal. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
That's what they mean. And I'm like, even that's just kind of dumb, but that's their, ooh. And then they all beat the hell out of each other, I'm not for real, but historically speaking. So I just, my sense of humor, but really in the morning, as Chris knows, is pretty blunt. And we're on and they're talking about how these announcements are going over Thursday. And then I go, and I just kind of pop in. I'm like, any other announcements going out Thursday? And the one guy's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, well, isn't it Losers Day over there? And dude, that you could have heard, like, no one laughed. No one laughed. And then
read the room.
Finally, someone's like, yeah, they don't really celebrate that over here. Okay. It's like Trader's Day over there. Of course, talking about the 4th of July. So that's twice.
You were a people botherer.
Yeah, I am. It's not even
gross.
It's not even 6:07 in the morning. And that's twice now I've had something fall flat. So what's the third gonna be? We're already at 6:07 on a Monday. I'm not gonna get over that one for a while. I hate this person, and I hope they go to hell. That's one of my best friends. Oh, sweet. That's great. Thanks. How was your weekend?
Good. Yeah. Pleasant.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any highlights? Well, swimming, I imagine.
Yeah. Night swim, day swim. I love night swim.
Night swim's the best swim.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Night Swim?
No.
Not that good.
I know of Night Swimming by REM. That's a good song.
I don't know that song.
Night Swimming deserves a quiet night. That's what Michael Stipe said. It was on the same, I think it was on the same CD that had like Shiny Happy People.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's one of them.
I like that song.
One of them songs.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have a conversation with my cousin's going up the hill. It's her birthday this week.
Oh, yeah.
She's staying at the place. And so I was up there over the weekend cleaning and like getting it
ready. Yeah, wasn't it your group together?
It was supposed to be.
Oh.
Yeah, it was me. Alone.
Just you?
Yep, just me.
You didn't come back?
I did yesterday.
Oh. You're like, hey, wee.
Went up Friday, came back yesterday.
Really?
Well, the whole thing was supposed to be everyone.
Except for Avery.
And
maybe not your wife.
Then maybe not my wife. But then it wasn't my wife because my son ended up having basketball stuff. Okay. Well, then I was already going up Friday. I went up shortly after work and I was like, well, all the other family's going up. So maybe Melissa and Mason can come up, And then I get a call like they're like, one of their kids got sick. And I was like, oh, well, I'm okay. Well, I'm here.
So when did you tell your wife they weren't coming? Yesterday?
Well, I know, right? She actually knew before I did because they were on the phone together. And
but you stayed.
I did. Well, I had some stuff. I had a bunch of stuff I had to do up there. There was I had to weed eat a bunch of stuff because the fires are a big deal up there. So you have to have like the defensible space. So I was weed eating a bunch of stuff, and then just even though she's my cousin, we're very close, but like it's kind of like, oh, the first guests when we're not there. So I, stuff like moving my stuff out of the dresser and, hiding it and making sure everything's, all ready to go. And she's like big nature lady. She's got her PhD in like environmental. She's actually a doctor. I don't know how I feel about that. PhDs call themselves doctors. I haven't come down on a side yet or not. I'm
until you're one.
I've stayed until I'm one. Then it would be doctor.
Yeah.
But, so her thing is she's going to go up and tell me all about the birds, what type of birds are up there.
Just what you wanted.
Honestly, I've been waiting for that forever. I don't know where I was going with this. I lost my train of thought. So I was up there.
You were the only one.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Look what I did. I pet a deer.
What?
I pet a deer. I'm showing Jason the video. I pet a deer. It was the best thing. So I'm outside. Sorry, I was showing Jason the video. I'm outside, and this deer is just kind of like, there's our backyard up there, and then that's what it was. Sorry, ADD kicking in. I'll get back to the deer in a second. I had a conversation because she's going to go swimming. She's excited about swimming in the lake, Slide Park Lake, right? And I was telling her how I don't like swimming in lakes, and she couldn't understand why I don't like swimming in lakes. And I hit her with the whole, it's always a road game. She goes, dude, there's nothing in a lake like an ocean. That I could understand. But then it just kind of came down to, I don't know what's in that lake. Fish do their business.
Yeah.
It's not like I won't swim in a lake
Right.
or a river. I just
Don't drink the water.
exactly. But anyway, so I'm sitting outside, and this deer is like pacing back and forth on our fence. It's a doe, right? And I tried the whole here, deer, didn't work. And then I did, and I almost don't want to share this story because I know there's going to be somebody out there who's going to be like, you can't do that. You can't. I'm sure you're right, but here's how my 5-year-old mind works. There's a deer. Let me see what I have inside. Chris is already shaking his head, right? It gets worse. It actually gets worse.
Are you going to be admitting to a crime?
Is it a crime?
Maybe. I don't know what you're going to say.
Okay. So my friend that was up there with me, okay, did all of this, not me. So he goes inside. I'm going to speak about the friend now. Just gotten there. Didn't have anything except for there's a half a bag of hamburger buns and a bag of tortilla chips. Gave it a shot. Tossed a bun at the deer, hit it in the face. Actually, weirdly enough, I frisbeed it.
Your friend did.
Friend did, and it kind of bounced off the side of its face.
Mm-hmm.
Remember in Howard Stern when we were throwing the frisbee at the guy? That was kind of how it was.
So like the dog that couldn't catch?
Right, exactly. This is a deer that couldn't catch, but the deer liked it. And then I started doing the whole thing like Dances with Wolves, where like I slowed it up and I'd like throw it a chip. And I realized I preferred giving it, my friend preferred giving it chips over hamburger buns. Look, I'm just going to say, I know
Crunch?
this. Yes, because what happened, like the deer chews like a cow, like instead of like up and down. It was like far cuter watching the deer mash the chips because it was like this loud crunch. And that was making me.
No dip?
The French onion. Yeah. So anyways, couldn't get the deer to eat out of my hands, right? It's fine. Finally gave up, gave it a chip. Cool. Next day, I went to the store and I got like deer friendly, like I got some celery and a carrot, and like, different things. And eventually, after a long, sitting on my porch, after a long bout of will he, won't he, boom, deer comes up, ate a few times, off the carrot and then this and that. And eventually I got it so close and as you saw, let me pet its head. And let me be honest, up close, kind of gross. Like there's like flies and stuff around the deer and, all that. So I definitely washed my hands. But I got to pet a deer, like wild sort of, probably not that wild deer.
Yeah.
Probably want to tell your friend not to feed deer chips or bread.
It's bad for him?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a deer, right? What is it? It's not like I didn't feed it strychnine. It's wheat, eggs.
Maybe it is a gluten thing.
Gluten-free deer?
Yeah.
Needless to say, yesterday morning, I woke up and I went outside with my coffee. Guess who was chilling at the fence? The deer.
With a knife and fork.
I kind of feel bad now because I have a feeling the deer is up there as we speak. Like, dude.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, I've cut off all other food sources. You're the guy. Where are you at?
Actually, I saw a deer in our parking lot.
Yeah? Here?
It's looking for you.
Oh, was it Fred? Because is Fred one of your best friends?
I'll wait to see what you have to say about Fred.
We'll take a break when we come back. NBA free agency is going crazy. And let me tell you, Kings fans, buckle up because there's a lot of other teams to watch doing things. Well, impatience in the Kingsland? We'll talk about that. And also we'll talk about what you don't want to do, which we just saw come to fruition this morning. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Chris. It's the show. We're right back after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
You don't want to miss the Kia of Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to drive home in a brand new Kia with leases starting as low as $169 per month, plus bonus cash. Whether you're eyeing the stylish Kia Soul, the versatile Kia Sportage, the luxurious Telluride, or the efficient Kia Forte, we've got the perfect model to fit your lifestyle and budget. Come into Kia of Vacaville today and experience our incredible selection of vehicles, outstanding customer service, and unbeatable deals. Kia of Vacaville's friendly and knowledgeable staff are here to help you find your dream car and to make the entire process seamless and enjoyable. Imagine cruising through this summer to Tahoe or the beach in a brand new spacious Kia, making memories with family and friends. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit Kia of Vacaville today and turn your dream into reality. Make this summer one to remember with a new Kia from Kia of Vacaville. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
There was some really big news going on while you were sleeping. Breaking news. It came at 3:30 this morning with a Woj bomb. Free agent Paul George heading back east after agreeing to a 4-year, $212 million max contract with the 76ers, according to our sources here at ESPN.
Well, that didn't take long. It was yesterday the Clippers put out their statement that, hey, we're parting ways with Paul George. Mutually agreed.
Yeah.
Which means that they already had the deal was already done with the Sixers. And then they gave it a few hours. And then this morning, Paul George making 50 some odd, whatever the hell, million a year. So, Jason, as we sit and get mad, at Monte McNair for not doing anything ever, and
Oh, we do?
we are very angry at him. By the way, what did they say when you reached out?
Oh, I'll tell you.
Okay. Yeah. So, as we get mad at him, Paul George was with the Clippers. He joined in the 2019-2020 season. Paul George played in 48, 54, 31, 56, and then last year 74 games. One of those, of course, being COVID. Joining in 1920, the Clippers lost in the Western Conference semis, lost in the Western Conference finals. I believe that was the first time they'd ever made the conference finals.
And then that's it. That was their last playoff win. Or playoff series. Win, excuse me.
Well, they
didn't they?
In 21-22, they lost the play-in. 22-23, and this year they lost in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
were.
they had 3 series wins with Kawhi and Paul George.
Now, that's fine. I mean, hey, we take that. Just want everyone to remember that in 2019, the LA Clippers gave up a 2026 unprotected first-round pick via the Miami Heat, their own 2026 unprotected first, a 2025 unprotected pick swap, Jalen Williams, who was the 2022 first, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They did all that for what we just read you. That is what you don't want to do. That is 100% what you don't want to do. And now the Sixers got him, and that's the big chunk of their cap space.
And and they just announced that just like seconds ago, Woj, that they signed, which was not a surprise, Tyrese Maxey to an extension. So I mean, they got 3 big contracts in Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Tyrese Maxey.
Now, here's where there's a part of that whole deal that happened overnight, though, that I'm not seeing enough people talking about that I want to throw in there. In last Halloween, or a year ago Halloween, October 31st of 2023, the 76ers traded James Harden to the Clippers as well. The Clippers sent back a 2028 unprotected first, 2 second-round picks, a 2029 pick swap, plus an additional first from the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, in effect, the Clippers, by losing Paul George to the Sixers, arguably made themselves worse, which also helps the Clippers, or the Sixers, because the Sixers have Clipper draft capital. So it's almost a double win, really, for the Philadelphia 76ers. And we'll talk later about what that means, and what that means for the Clippers, what that means for the Sixers, if anything. Lots more free agent moves, though. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Another Warrior is on the move. Chris Paul, as expected, Golden State declined his $30 million team option. Maybe less expected is that he decided to join the San Antonio Spurs on a 1-year, $11 million deal. The future Hall of Famer will be playing in his 20th season alongside the 20-year-old unanimous Rookie of the Year, Victor Wembanyama. 19-year difference between the two, but now Paul is going to be expected to mentor Wembanyama and the other young Spurs.
Okay. Now, here's a little bit that's interesting about that. So he'll be 39, coming up on 39. Last year, 9 points, 6.8 assists. His worst statistical year by far. I'm not convinced. Look, he's not Chris Paul. Let's all stop right there. But also in a very, very minimal role. Out of the 58 games he played, he started only 18. He's played 1,272 games in his career, and he hasn't started 50.
Yeah,
and
this is the first time, right?
Yeah, then 40 of those came. Yeah, exactly, right there. So all but 10, rookie injury, blah, blah, this, that. So it's interesting. No, you're right. This is the first time. It was. I did the math wrong. 12, 72, 12. You're 100% right. Every game in his career up until this year. If you go to the year before when he was with Phoenix, he averaged 14 points and 9 assists. The year before, 15 points, 11 assists. He led the league. This actually, from a Kings point of view, look, this actually is a real sneaky good move, I think, for the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
You get first off, now you have Popovich and Chris Paul. Say what you want about Chris Paul. He makes teams better. He always has. And now you have this guy that's going to be able to kind of mentor a lot of these players, add some vet leadership and toughness. And I would be really honestly surprised, Jason, if there wasn't a pretty damn decent uptick in his statistics next year.
Oh, yeah. From last year, I believe that different role for him with the Spurs.
Yeah.
And, when everyone's been saying, Wembanyama, look out, here they come. Well, they need more players, but this is one. This is going to help. I don't know that it's puts them over the top, but it's certainly, I understood this signing. This made sense to me.
I think I would just like to remind us as fans, not that this fan base needs more to worry about, but as we're looking at, what's going on with the Warriors and the Clippers, and then there's up top with Denver, which there's more news on that, and Dallas, and don't sleep on San Antonio. I don't think San Antonio is doing anything crazy next year, but if you told me San Antonio was going to be fighting for a play-in or an 8 seed, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Yeah. A second year of Victor Wembanyama, as dominant as he looks like he can be, so don't sleep on them at all. The West, man. And we'll talk about this later. The West is going to be wide open. I think the West might be more wide open next year than it's been in a long time. Wide open. Like, I have no idea. Like, we're sitting here right now. We'll talk about it later with Denver losing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and there's some other things on the horizon there that might happen. But Denver going to win it? What, Minnesota? Right. Dallas? Oklahoma City? Warriors? Lakers? Not the Warriors. Lakers,
Kings, Memphis.
Like,
you could put everybody back, right? 2 years ago it was what? Denver, Memphis, Sacramento.
Right.
Last year it was OKC, Minnesota, Denver.
Yeah.
So those are the top teams, and it's changed. So
and Phoenix is right there. Who knows?
Yeah. And this isn't done either.
Yeah, it's far from done. Cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Bad boy. Attaboy. Before I even clicked on it, I was wondering what Chris had come up with for the third clip. And even before I clicked on it, it says Kings off-season moves. Is there? Yeah, great minds. All quiet. Well,
they got the reminder needs to be the biggest fish they got was their own.
Yeah.
Like, this would be brutal if they don't have Malik Monk, but they got Malik Monk.
Yes, you're
Now, there's
exactly
more to
right.
happen, hopefully, but
Honestly, I'm glad they announced it when they did, but at the same time, maybe from a PR standpoint, it would have been better to just like know that they had it done, but just drag it out to like right around now. And then it would be like, oh, like that's actually a funny thought experiment. Like,
well, they will announce it later, right?
Right, but if the news on Monk hadn't broke yet, and then it broke today, would we all be sitting here like, okay, offseason? I feel like the fan base would feel better about the offseason.
Well, my reminder to people is like, because everybody else seemingly, and it's not everybody, but a lot of teams have done moves, there's already the assumption, oh, they're better. Everybody got better. Again, fact, they can't. Not everybody can get it just won't happen.
Right.
But just because other teams make moves, it's, oh, they got a shiny new thing. Yeah, we'll see. And the Kings aren't done yet.
There are Kings rumors abound, as we've gotten used to. But the big domino fell first. That's Paul George. He goes to Philadelphia. We'll talk about what that means and what it doesn't mean coming up right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Heading through the afternoon, it's going to feel hotter this afternoon with highs in the range of 100 to 104. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it was quite a day on the last homestand when the A's honored their 1974 World Series championship team. And among those in attendance, second baseman Dick Green, who won the Babe Ruth Award as the best player in that year's postseason, despite going 0 for 13 at the plate in the World Series. That shows you what he meant to the ball club on the defensive side of things.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay to store bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
18 number ones. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITBfest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Plati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton
and Price.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
I don't see it happening. I almost wanted to quote tweet it and be like, media fight. Matt's calling Sean a liar. Also, let's not forget, Alex Len was re-signed over the weekend.
That's right.
Saying we're not making moves. 1-800-920-1140 is the phone number. Good morning, Zach.
Hey, how's it going, man? Like, I just wanted to bring up the comparison between like the Nuggets uprising and the Kings right now, man. Like, I feel like Foxes are Murray, Sabonis are Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. are Keegan, and I feel like our missing piece is the Aaron Gordon, which I think could be Tobias Harris. Like, I just want to know your thoughts on that, man.
Thank you.
I've heard that before.
I've not considered that.
Yeah.
The Nuggets and the Kings being now. We're joking. Thank you, Zach. We've talked about that at length. And relax, everybody. We know that Sabonis isn't Jokic. He's the closest there is to Jokic. Right. And yes, there have been some similarities. I do not think Tobias Harris is our Aaron Gordon, though.
Okay.
No. Aaron Gordon is a guy that athletically is one of the great athletes in the history of the game. But most importantly with Aaron Gordon is, everybody remembers Aaron Gordon from the dunk off with Zach LaVine. He's also a very, very, very capable defender. That's not Tobias Harris. Also different ages.
Yeah.
You like Tobias Harris.
I do. I'd be intrigued. I mean, not because now he's no longer at that price point. I don't know what his new price point would be, but when you're starting to look at needing help at the forward position, that's a guy that is a free agent.
I'm not, look, I'm
Kyle Anderson, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Smith.
Gone.
Jalen Smith is gone?
Jalen Smith is gone.
Did that just happen this morning?
Yeah, it just happened during the break, as a matter of fact.
Did he stay or go?
Where the hell did he go?
Should he stay or should he go?
Where are you, Woj? I just saw that he signed a nice deal.
Wonder if he stayed with Indiana or not.
Let me see. Bulls. 3 years, $27 million.
Okay.
$9 million, huh? I too liked Jalen Smith.
Yeah.
I actually thought that might be a sneaky move.
Okay. It's getting a little thinner. It's not done, but it's getting thinner. DeRozan.
Yeah.
You like DeRozan?
No.
No?
Well, I mean, depending on the look, if you could pick up DeMar DeRozan with the MLE.
Yeah, I doubt
that's not going to happen.
Talking about the Lakers.
I have some fairly hard and fast rules in my mind that I hope Monty shares, because of course I'm right. Always have been. If it's a big money move, you got to play defense. Now, when you look at the three names most often linked to the Kings, LaVine, Kuzma, Ingram, none of them are defenders. So, I mean, we're going to talk about Ingram at 7. I don't want to get into that right now because we're going to talk about it at 7. But I just want to say again, as a general rule, if you're going to make a move that is going to lock you up cap-wise, that you would basically have to get off of a Fox or a Sabonis or XYZ new signing to, I would just simply ask the question again, as I always do. Give me a championship team over the last 30 years that didn't have at least 2 all-defense caliber defenders. All defensive team, first, second, I'll even take third team. I don't think there is a third team. Is there a third team?
I don't think so.
Yeah. You mentioned he mentioned Aaron Gordon. So they had Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and Bruce Brown when they won the championship. You look at what the Celtics had last year. I mean, we've gone through.
Would Fox and Murray be that?
Fox and Keegan Murray. I think Fox
as close to.
I think they could be, and then I think if you add in, for example, depending on whatever moves are made, but let's say Herter goes, and you brought in an Ingram, Kuzma, Levine. Please God, not Levine. And then let's say Devin Carter ends up starting and being the next Marcus Smart, and now you have Fox, Marcus Smart 2.0, and Keegan Murray in there. You're still a little thin up front defensively.
Right.
But that could work. I say please not Levine, although the latest rumors you're hearing, like the Bulls may be willing to attach a first or a couple of
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what's funny too, though. Like earlier, it was Kings are quiet, but then but don't do that move. Wait, I thought, are we doing moves? You don't want to do moves.
That's the thing that
do the moves I want.
That's the thing. Do the moves that I want. Well, what was
when
it
I want them?
The thing with Sean Cunningham where he put that out there, and then who was it? Oh, somebody on NBA TV or ESPN had said, no way do the Pelicans do the move without Keegan Murray being involved. Everyone was like, no, do not make that move without Keegan Murray. Then this was the one that got me. I think it was either Matt or Sean. One of them, I thought, said something like, well, like a Trey Lyles might have to be in the deal. No, no, do not. I like the move. I like Ingram, but not if it's going to cost Lyles in the move. And look, every fan base does this. I don't want to pick on our fan base, but it's like, again, other GMs get paid too. Yep. If you're going to get an Ingram, it's probably going to hurt. There's got to be some pain there. That might be draft capital pain. That might be some play. Look, I'd be fine with the Ingram. Again, damn it. Talk about that in 20 minutes. Right. Here's the bottom line. It's going to hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it should. It's a quality player.
And you're right about that. And I think that's every fan base, which is, why isn't Monty doing anything? Well, what about this guy? I got into it about Julius Randle with a couple people like 2 weeks ago. I don't think Julius Randle's necessarily the answer. But if you're able to grab Julius Randle,
multiple-time All-Star,
that's what I'm saying. Well, no, and Jason, the amount of people in my mentions, no lie, you can go back and look. You can search in my tweet, search Julius Randle, go to the latest, and then look. So you're with me. The amount of people, Julius Randle sucks.
Yeah, but then they lose their mind when Dorian Finney-Smith or Royce O'Neal or Derek Jones Jr. signs, and you're like, another one gone.
Right.
Okay, but those guys are fine. They're fine.
Now, if you want to say, well, it's a little worrying the Knicks actually performed really well without Julius Randle. What somebody said something like, no, Julius Randle's more brittle than Zach LaVine. Actually, Julius Randle, he broke his leg the first game of his career, missed the whole year. And I know he missed some games last year. I think he plays an average. I figured it out. It's something like he plays an average of if you take out his first season, I think he plays an average of 74 games a year.
It's pretty good.
High.
Yeah.
He sucks. He literally has made the All-Star team 3 out of the last 4 years. He can't play alongside Sabonis. Why? Didn't work out with Miles Turner and Sabonis. Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis have ruined it forever. Because Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis could not play together, no, you can't have anybody like that play. There's no chance of it working with different personnel, a different team, different coaching structure, different plays. But because Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis didn't play that well together,
allegedly. By the way, they made the playoffs 2 of 3 years they were together, I think. But
not that move.
Yeah.
No, make the other move that I want, but also make that move with only the players I want to give up, which we don't want. But if we put enough players together that we don't want, the other GM's going to really like it.
But don't give up draft picks either.
Not draft picks. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Herter, Barnes, and maybe Jalen Slauson, but I don't like the idea that Jalen Slauson could be something. Anyways, Paul George goes east. I would just like to take this reminder, for example, Warriors fans. That was maybe the most entertaining thing.
Yeah, that was close.
They were very angry. They were very angry. I saw one say to me, "This is why the Clippers are never good." Oh,
because they refused to trade with the Warriors?
They are so pissed off that the Clippers did not help them. They're so angry that now you could argue that whatever the Warriors were allegedly going to give, the one thing I do wonder is this. Hey, Clippers, you let them walk for nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't get anything. But I also think part of it is they just didn't. Why do we want to give Paul George to the Warriors?
Yeah. Well, that, and then, did they weigh, okay, what we're going to get from the Warriors versus what they did get in free agency? Right? They got Derek Jones Jr. There's another player they got. I'm blanking right now that the Clippers signed that they wouldn't have been able to sign. Do they think that's better than what they would have acquired from the Warriors?
I would also, though, yes. I would also like to take this moment this is not a hard and fast rule. But I would also like to take this moment to also remember, because we forget this sometimes. In almost every case, a star player, when traded, goes to the different conference. It's like almost always. It's not 100%, but very rarely do you see star players not just stay in the same conference, but even if they do, they don't stay in the same division. There's exceptions, but most of the time that does not happen.
Yeah.
And I think in the end, probably for the Clippers, they're like you said, well, we can sign these guys. But also the Clippers, I guarantee you, knew he was going to Philadelphia. Well, wouldn't we rather him go to Philly and sign these guys than get whatever the Warriors are throwing us back? And we just pumped up the Warriors, who we have to get past at some point. So we'll take a break. When we come back, safe or out. It was Dodger fan weekend in San Francisco, and we've got some changes with the home run derby as well. We'll get to that next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings. Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now. I spray and scrub, but the soap scum in my bathtub is still there.
I spray and scrub, but the burnt sauce on my stovetop sticks around.
Sprays can leave grime behind, but new Mr. Clean Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser combines the scrubbing power of an eraser with the cleaning power of Dawn to melt away tough messes on contact.
Just wet, squeeze, and erase.
Stop spraying, start erasing, and clean with more magic than ever with new Ultra Foamy Magic Eraser.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car.
Yay!
Don't spray the hose inside the car.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duck wash and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today to try our new tropical scent wash.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hey, just remember during the break, Dan Rusanowski is going to join us at some point, likely tomorrow. That is the play-by-play voice of the San Jose Sharks, which you know how much I love play-by-play people, and you know I think that hockey play-by-play voices are like hockey play-by-play voices are if like all play-by-play voices were NBA players. Like hockey play-by-play guys are like they're like the high-flying 6'6", 6'7" guy that can jump out of the gym and win dunk contests. Like those are that's a whole different Donahue, man. When you're calling hockey, and Dan's the best in the business. On Friday, I had somebody reach out on Twitter and say, "Can you guys please talk Sharks? They have the number 1 pick." And so I was just what I said. I was like, "Dude, if I get 10 people asking me to talk Sharks next week, I'll do it." And my point was like, you never know how many people care.
Right. And
then, of course, it just blew you.
Yeah.
It was far more than 10. So, they had the number 1 pick in the draft.
Yeah.
And,
Warriors connections.
Yeah, with Rick Celebrini's kid, the what is he, like the trainer or one of the traders or something like that. So that's pretty cool. So we'll have him on, and there's some talk about the Sharks have picked up in the offseason 2 top 6 centers, they say. And, whether Celebrini, how funny is this? He's still got to decide if he's going to join the Sharks next year or if he's going if he's going to go to college for a year or something, which I guess they
join
do that.
The Sharks.
Yeah. I guess they do that in baseball, but that's just so, can you imagine if Victor Wembanyama was drafted? He was like,
He's got a couple courses to finish.
Anyways, so we'll keep you up to date on that. Yeah, hockey talk in July. Let's go. Safe or out? Question mark.
There were a ton of Dodger fans in San Francisco over the weekend. Safe or out? This is a reflection of the organization.
Yeah, I was wondering why. I did flip on the game, I think, Saturday, and it was like the 4th inning and half the park was empty. And I'm thinking, for Giants-Dodgers on a Saturday, half the park is empty. And then I realized it was the 3rd inning and the Dodgers fans hadn't gotten there yet.
But they were there.
They were there. Is it a reflection on the organization? Look, I like dunking on the Giants.
That's your team.
That is sort of my. We're in marriage counseling right now. Like we're not divorced, but we're legally separated.
It's an even year.
We the Giants moved out and got apart. It's an even year. Shut up. Yeah, they took over a large part of the park. I'm not going to dunk on them, though, because am I going to dunk on Kings fans for selling their tickets to the Warriors and Lakers games? Like, I want to dunk on them, but I can't because you paid for your season tickets and you have a chance to make money off of them, in this case. I'm going to dunk on somebody for taking advantage of that. Of course, I'd like people to say, I'm not selling my tickets to you, rival fan. But no, you put them on StubHub or whatever, and you jack up the price, and you get the price. Also, these season ticket holders, especially for the Giants, have had to watch crap all year for the most part. Now you get an opportunity to sell some. I'm not dunking on them. That being said, Giants took 2 out of 3 and probably should have swept the Dodgers, to be honest. They had runners on and 1 out.
Saturday, right?
On Saturday. And
then got lapped.
Then got bat flapped, literally, like baseball bat flapped. Either way, though. Oh, and to whoever the guy was, I think it was a Dodger media guy, cracking on the Giants pitcher for striking out Shohei Ohtani and celebrating like he just won the World Series. Number one, the guy I think played in France, was in the minors for 9 years, is 30 or 31, first start, strikes out the best player in the game, arguably twice. It's okay to be happy about that.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, enjoy that. I'll say out.
Yeah, I think this is a reflection of basically on kind of some of the things you said. One, they're not that exciting of a team. Two, when the Yankees were here, that park was filled with Yankee fans. Dodgers are here, it's filled with Dodger fans. I know what you're saying, like, hey, you wouldn't, like when the Kings are hosting the Warriors or the Lakers, and there's a lot of Lakers and Warrior fans, but it's because there's not more, though, than Kings, and because the Kings have been good the last couple of years. But if the Kings were a 20-win team at the end of the year and the Lakers were here or the Warriors are here,
right,
it might be more, and that's a reflection of the roster the Kings would have put together. So since their roster's better, people are showing up as Kings fans, like in the playoffs when it was 98% Kings fans over Warriors. That was great. This isn't really a great Giants team. And so Dodger fans showed up and showed out.
Number 2, please.
They're making changes to the home run derby this year to slow down the frantic pace. Safer out. This is the right move.
Safe. I do. Look, I love the home run derby. Some of the things they're going to do this year in the timed round, the hitter sees a max of 40 pitches, kind of like balls in a 3-point contest. So there's going to be a lot that changes things in the sense that, like, whoever the guy throwing to you, you can't just waste a few, but you gotta swing. But you've had participants talk about how exhausting it is. They'll have some. What I hate is, like, what was the one where, like, Josh Hamilton had like 84 home runs in the first round and then
lost?
Yeah, because you run out of energy. I think this makes it. The changes are welcome, and I think it makes it a little better.
Yeah, I think so too. If this is coming from the players, then it's welcome, right?
Yeah.
If the participants have been saying this, then good on baseball for them to read that.
Number 3.
Speaking of the home run derby, safer out. They should allow aluminum bats.
Okay, so I was thinking about this when I was reading that story. Out! I say safe.
Why?
Okay, here's why.
You're going to kill the kids out there fielding.
Number 1. Entertaining, though.
Wow.
So, number 1, the guy's throwing. This is the one chance where I feel like you can. Number 1, the guys throwing the balls are already behind screens anyways, right? So,
what's your goal? You want them to go farther?
I think, imagine a home run derby where Aaron Judge, once a year, gets hit with an aluminum bat. Do you remember at the peak of his powers? Do you remember Mark McGuire's home run derby? Chris Berman on the call. I think it was in Boston, if I remember right. I think it was at Fenway Park. And like 90 of them went out onto the Wakefield Avenue or what? Not Wakefield, whatever. What's Coach's kids?
Way or
no, that's the Cubs. Yeah, Yawkey Way. Imagine Aaron Judge with an aluminum bat once a year, just knocking light poles down. I think it'd be a really cool, just, hey, this is what it would look like with aluminum bats. You're never going to see it again, but this is insane.
You want the dunk contest on trampolines?
I mean, I wouldn't hate an alternate dunk contest like slam ball on. I'm still waiting for people say they've figured out every dunk for the dunk contest pretty much. And the only ones that are really left aren't athletic. They're more themed. And I disagree. I still say in our lifetime, we're going to see a front flip dunk. Someone's going to do it. Someone's going to do a front flip into a dunk. They're like, did you see Simone Biles?
Like 12 feet off the ground. Now I know it doesn't matter if that's a springy floor.
Doesn't matter at all. You're going to have some NBA player that has gymnastics experience that's going to do like cartwheel backflip, and then dude's going to throw the ball up, and the dude's going to do a couple of flips, just like an NBA jam. I'm telling you, it's going to happen in our lifetime. Actually, I wonder if Simone Biles could do that, even though she's like 4'8", but with how high she gets up, she could probably jump up.
She would need the floor, though.
She would need the floor. Yeah. Anyways, I think come on. You wouldn't be you're telling me Aaron Judge with an aluminum bat.
I'd watch it.
You wouldn't be kind of excited to see it.
I mean, honestly, this is probably for the major leagues. Like, what is the difference? How much of a difference? There's got to be, premium, top notch. I don't know, but I'm sure aluminum would go farther.
I feel like aluminum would go farther.
Or would it help, like, on one that, like, lands at the track? They hit a bunch of those. It's like, oh, that went out 2 rows deep.
I think aluminum bats
off a tee.
Are what, like, I think aluminum bats are the physical form of what PEDs probably do for people. Like, it's probably a very similar thing. Like, oh, I took steroids. Well, you still have to swing and make contact, but maybe that 395 footer goes 400, goes over the wall, like that type of thing. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, Brandon Ingram. Can the Kings get him? What's the rumor? What's going on? Do you want Brandon Ingram? We'll dive into that. Brandon Kingram? Coming up next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Summer. What's not to love? Well, maybe not the scorching temperatures. Every day can't be 75 degrees with a nice breeze. So I went to Kohl's and stocked up on stylish looks that'll keep me and my husband cool all season long. I found great prices on linen dresses, cute jumpsuits, comfy polos, and so much more. So bring on the summer heat. We're ready to weather it in style. And all thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, my son's teacher emailed his back to school list. He needs crayons and a comp book for every subject. Okay, no problem. With Staples Hot Deals, you'll find super low prices on hundreds of items for back to school. Oh, now they're saying he needs folders and glue. You got it. And markers? Of course. Oh, geez. Can we get a cart, please?
Save big on back to school with Staples Hot Deals. Right now, 24-pack Crayola crayons and comp books are only 50 cents each at Staples. Ends 8/24, in-store only, limit 30.
Hey, what's up? Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV for about 6 months now, and it's still the best car driving experience that I've ever had. And I got some news for you. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton doesn't just have cars or SUVs, they also have Sprinter vans, and they have special rates starting at 4.9% APR and an $8,000 discount on over 30 vans in stock. So head on down there right now to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and check out their new Sprinter vans. Just a short drive right off the 5 in Stockton.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet Store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
At aimyourdigital.com will help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Whitey here, reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
18 number ones. What was I thinking? Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dirks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dan Show, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonilla Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Get in today for deals on the hottest lineup around. This summer, choose from Toyota's 16 hybrid and electrified models, more than any other brand, and go the distance with Toyota's class-leading fuel efficiency and reliability. Get your ride on with Toyota's 4th of July sales event today. Toyota, let's go places.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I know I kind of mentioned this a few weeks ago, but it is a sad day in Dadland when you walked into our garage, which is our, it's where we have our workout equipment. That's the stuff with the cobwebs that the laundry is hanging on. I go in there because there's a fridge out there. I was getting some water, and I hear this rustling, and I kind of go around. There's a little corner in there where we have our exercise bike, and there's my son. It was like 100 degrees or something. This poor kid's in his basketball shorts, just shirtless and dripping sweat everywhere. There's fans in there, not like, hey, go, but actually just like, I just felt like I needed to sweat. And I'm sitting there. It's a sad day when and then I was running a workout for him. Yes, I was running the workout for him. I was literally, you'll love this. I was sitting on the chair, like the chairs we have to watch TV out there. And I look over on top of the popcorn machine, and my wife had refreshed the red vines. So I'm sitting there like pounding red vines, like, dude, let's go, bro. You can do this. And then I just started literally laughing at myself for being such a fat bastard watching my son. And my son's working out, and he's putting on. And I look over at him, and then I look down at my belly, and I'm just like, this isn't great. I feel it coming on. A health kick's coming, Jason.
You've been saying that.
I know, and I feel like that maybe pushed it. I can't have my look. He's.
Oh, get used to that.
I know. It's just. I mean, metabolism's a big part of that, by the way.
Humongous.
Wait till he's my age.
Right.
Let's see what that belly looks like. But right now, he's getting all yoked, and I'm eating red vines on the couch. Much like it seems, I think Kings fans think Monte McNair is eating red vines on the couch while all the other teams are working out.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Cunningham had a league sources over the weekend, which I felt like quote tweeting. It's my favorite bit now, and saying league sources have confirmed Sean's tweet, because you got to confirm these things.
Yeah,
that the Kings are working on a trade for Brandon Ingram. Now, we don't know to what level. And by the way, if Sean says it, I believe it automatically.
Especially for like smaller deals. Like, for instance, here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
What was that off of, Chris?
The No Dunks podcast.
That's going to be his intro for life. He reported that. So let's look at Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like that the King, if you believe what most people are saying,
right,
the Kings are floating out some form of Harrison Barnes, Kevin Huerter, depending on the player, draft capital,
Even some reports think had a third team may need to get involved.
In that case, yeah, because it's one of the reports I read that New Orleans wants a center back. They've lost Valanciunas now to the Wizards, which was weird. Also, during the break, the Thunder signed Isaiah Hartenstein, so we're going, what, Chet at the 4?
I don't know, unless he's coming off the bench.
That's strange.
I mean, are you going to play? Well, I guess you can. You could play Hartenstein, Holmgren, and Jalen Williams in your front court. You can, I guess. Either way, I mean, they added more talent.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Yeah, but it's if he's off the bench, that's an expensive.
That's a very
It's almost 30 per. That's a lot of money.
Okay, so look, Brandon Ingram is an excellent. I like Brandon Ingram. We've all watched him play. As you know, I went out there for the play-in, and we were actually sitting one guy away from Brandon's dad.
Oh, okay.
And so it was Brandon Ingram's dad, and then, like, I don't know who the guy was, but he was obviously a family friend, or like they were together. And so I was kind of listening to some of their conversations at times, and they were talking about his work ethic, and he's a gym rat, and all his life he's had to pull him out of the gym, and just picking up on little things like that are cool. And then just watching as they're talking and then witnessing what he was doing to our Kings. The one thing that always comes off to me about Brandon Ingram, he's just smooth. Okay, full stop. Brandon Ingram's not Kevin Durant. But his game reminds me a little of Durant's from a scoring aspect, in that when you look at KD play, he's like a panther. Yeah. He's just so
bucket getter.
He really, and Ingram is in that mold where there were times in that game where I'm watching and we're all watching. They're guarding him perfectly. You can't guard him better without blocking the shot or fouling him, and it's just sloosh. And one of those swishes where, like, it didn't even come close to like the rim could have been a foot smaller, and he still would have made it, type of thing. He's an excellent scorer, and it instantly gives the Kings, if this were to happen, a very reliable, at worst, second option. And I think, dare I say, sometimes a first option.
Absolutely,
really,
choices, offensive. I mean, to me, the whole thing on Ingram, really on all the three rumored deals that had been out there, whether it's Levine, Ingram, or Kuzma, was what is the deal?
Right.
Like, if we're just going player for player, I think Ingram's the best of the three. Me personally,
I agree with you.
But what's the deal? Because there were some reports like it's maybe Keegan's involved. I'm way less interested. If Keegan's not involved, I'm way more interested. But I don't know what the deal is.
What if it was Keegan and Filler? No picks.
Not interested.
Okay.
I'm not. Because on that note, like, if Ingram was signed for 4 more years, it's like, all right, you got to take a chance. It's going to be, proof is in the pudding. It's like one of those things where you go, man, was this the right move? I don't know. You got to let it play out. But if you could do it in other ways, and that's why I think a third team needs to be involved. Because apparently, according to, now enough people are biting at this story, and you're hearing some say that actually the Pelicans would be interested in Barnes. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not enough. But what else could they be? And if they want a center, that's likely not the Kings. Now, Can you get – who has a glut of centers right now? Portland, sure. Ayton, Robert Williams, and Klingon.
Robert Williams is a name to follow, both for the Kings have been connected to him a little bit, but then also for this as well.
Just some team like that. Like, can you get another team involved, a team in the – who knows? But I don't know what that would be.
I don't want to set it up to where
and aren't the Kings in a little bit of a weird spot too of potential first round picks to give up because it's still the Hawks thing?
Yeah, they'd have to be kind of there in the future.
Yeah.
So again, you're saying, and you're absolutely right, we don't know what the deal is.
Right.
And to say, well, I want this guy, I don't want that guy, again, depending on the deal. I would think in order to get Brandon Ingram, it would have to be, I think, what Brandon makes 33 this year and an expiring.
Right? Yeah. Are you okay with that part of it? Like, if they got him, I know it depends on the deal, but knowing that it might just be 1 year, it might be the start of a 5-year deal or something eventually, or 4 more.
I gotta imagine that's part of the conversation. Like, hey, we can't give all this up if you're not gonna, so what are we looking at? But I'm gonna tell you why I don't like this deal.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to be that guy like we were just talking about. Here's why I don't like the deal. I would much. Brandon Ingram is the best player of the 3, unless Zach LaVine's healthy, and then we have a conversation.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But he's not. Brandon Ingram, let me give you the first reason I don't like the deal. 64 games played last year, 45 the year before, 55, 61, 62, 52, 59.
Now, one of those, I just listen to a shorter season.
Yeah,
like maybe 55 of 70, but still.
One of them's the COVID
year.
Yeah. But the guy averages about 50-something games a year, high 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not talking Zach LaVine, but we're not talking that far off.
Yeah.
Okay. Little under 21 points. He'll give you just under 6 assists, 5 boards, just under a steal. He's not really going to block shots for you. 49% from the field, which is good for that position, and he's a midi guy. And then he'll give you a little over a 3 a game at 35%. Not great, not terrible. But as you just mentioned, he's making $33 million this year, number one. Number two, if you do, let's say you do re-sign him, he's going to want a max deal. He's going to get a max deal. You're not re-signing Brandon Ingram if you don't max him out. Look at the numbers around the league. So now you're going to have 3 max guys. You got no defense. He's not a defender. He's a scorer. And he's easily the most expensive of the 3 we're talking about.
Well, yeah, I guess going forward, because LaVine's way ahead of him on that.
Yeah, but I'm saying as far as what we're trading for.
Yeah.
As far as of what we're giving up, because it's almost, I think, so Barnes and Herter get you there salary-wise.
Yeah.
You're almost certainly going to have to add draft capital, and I think the over-under on draft capital is a pick and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You're either giving up 1 or 2 first-round picks, almost certainly. Now, again, we don't know the deals, but I would say conventional wisdom tells me, and from what we've heard educatedly, that Barnes and Herter probably get you Kyle Kuzma.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kuzma's not that far off of Brandon Ingram. He's not Brandon Ingram, but look at the numbers. He's not that far off, and weirdly enough, a slightly better defender than Ingram. Neither one you're writing home to mom about. His overall field goal percentage is actually percentage points, tenths of a point better than Ingram's. But you're talking 19 points to 17. Kuzma out rebounds him by a full rebound and a half. Ingram gives you 1.5 more assists. They steal the ball at the same rate. They block at the same rate. The only places really that Ingram's got him across the board, 46% to 45% from the field, 36% to 34% from 3, 78% to 73%. But Jason, here's the other thing. Kyle Kuzma, as we've documented, Kyle Kuzma is making $10 million less than Ingram this year.
Mm-hmm.
That goes down to 21.5. That goes down to 19.5. Kuzma's already locked up for 3 more years on a contract that's $10 million less than Ingram's. And if you max out Ingram, you're talking about Kuzma will be making less than half of what Ingram's making. And Kuzma's locked up again for 3 more years. And assumedly, and I think it's a strong bet, you're giving up far less for Kuzma than you can Ingram. So if we take emotion out of the equation, we just look at it on a whiteboard here, I think Kuzma's the more valuable option.
I think that in my mind too, there's some valid points there for sure. I think if I'm Monte McNair, and I know where people right now probably aren't liking the slow play of this, the Pelicans are in a spot too where, okay, if the Kings are the only team interested in Ingram, and I don't know, maybe there are more, are you going to re-sign him? Are you set to do that? I mean, if they're interested in looking, look, part of the draw of getting a player like that is that he is unexpiring. You shouldn't have to give up as much. You shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
Yeah, so it could burn the Kings where they say, fine, you keep Ingram. You're going to have to re-sign him then. You comfortable with that?
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you get a third team, I'm not as bothered by the games too, by the way, because my pushback on the games missed. Of course, if he's not available, that kills you. But everybody that's going, look at all the games he's missed. The forward that everybody wants to get rid of doesn't miss a game. Harrison Barnes.
I'm with you. And
he's always there,
right.
But that's not enough for everybody. Now you got a guy that's not there, but when he is really good.
And then also that's something we're not used to at that position. Yeah. That means if average is way out, you're looking at 20. You're not just trading for Brandon Ingram. You're trading for Brandon Ingram and 20 to 30 games a year of whoever that backup is. That's who's playing for you. Look, I'll close out this way because I know this is an emotional time for everybody. I am not saying Kyle Kuzma is a better player than Brandon Ingram. I am saying, me personally, my opinion, that the differences between Kuzma and Ingram as players, to me, are outweighed by what you have to trade for him and the contract situation. By the way, you still have not solved your defensive issue. So I don't know if I'm in on any of these moves because you're not. Honest to God, I'd have rather them gone out and grabbed Bruce Brown or something like that. I would have been fine with that. I probably would have been better off. Who's the guy with the glasses from the Pacers that just signed?
Jalen Smith.
$9 million a year? We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness, just a 1-minute break here. We'll talk about all this activity and where we're at as Kings fans. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I'm Ken Korak with your Gwynn and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it was quite a day on the last homestand when the A's honored their 1974 World Series championship team. And among those in attendance, second baseman Dick Green, who won the Babe Ruth Award as the best player in that year's postseason, despite going 0 for 13 at the plate in the World Series. That shows you what he meant to the ball club on the defensive side of things.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Just a reminder so far, the best GM in the world continues. The Thunder have swapped out Josh Giddey and received Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein without relinquishing one piece of their future draft capital.
He's the best GM?
Sam Presti?
Yeah.
I think so. Why?
Wow.
What?
Count his rings, would you?
Burned! I know you're having fun a little bit, but I also think you're partially serious, and it's a great point. I would say if you put Sam Presti in a big market.
Why? He's already had all the great players.
Yeah, but he can't keep them.
I know.
They have to play a different game.
Is it working?
I think so. Well, when you look at that, it's the smallest market in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he is, when you look at his draft record.
I am poking fun, but
they were
I'm
the
also
number 1 seed in the West this year and the youngest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
Second youngest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
And he's in Oklahoma City.
I know.
Like, he is like.
But at some point, there has to be
I don't disagree.
Because you can't tell me that he has had.
Right.
Harden, Westbrook, Paul George, Sabonis, Oladipo, Durant, Chris Paul.
They can't re-sign him, though. That's the problem. He has to constantly.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's like the Billy Bean.
Yeah.
I think he's actually better
He's
than Billy.
great.
He is like the Billy Bean of the NBA. If you give him, and you don't even have to give him the Warriors payroll.
Yeah.
Hell, just give him the Knicks or Sixers payroll. Give him honestly, give him Denver payroll.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, also, would you have been okay? What if the Kings' answer at the 3 was, or 4 was Tobias Harris at $26 million a year for 2 years?
I mean, they couldn't afford that. I mean, just because of their cap, but yeah, I would have been fine with that.
He is now a Detroit Piston. 2
Way
years
cheaper than what he had.
Yeah. Did you see they're also giving Cade? They have to, but
yeah.
Get some max rookie extent. He's played like 9 games in his career.
But they, what was Hartenstein's? Like 30 million per 29?
So. Yeah.
Interesting. Tobias Harris.
Anyways, question 1.
With all the activity around the NBA, how impatient are you as a Kings fan?
I'm not gonna lie, like I'm super impatient. But like I also have that voice in my head that's like, dude, chill. It does not matter if you get the player now or you get the player in 3 weeks. It's very difficult telling yourself when it's like sitting around Christmas morning in a family of 16 and you're going last. Like you're watching everybody open their presents and you're like,
but if you get the best gift.
But right, exactly. Like it doesn't matter. In fact, sometimes it makes it even more enjoyable because you waited for it. What is the best Christmas gift? It's the unexpected gift at the end of Christmas at that night. So yes, super impatient. Also, I'm not going to kill Monty on the air here until if and when the whole thing's done.
Yeah. I mean, I think where I would be, where I've got plenty of patience. That part is I've never lacked. But as you keep reading more and more deals keep happening. So let's just say Levine, Kuzma, Ingram, and any other trade don't happen.
Oh, I was going to say we get all of them.
No, don't happen.
Right.
Free agency's not done. It's not gone, but there are a lot of pretty good choice. Like a couple of players I was intrigued by. Najee Marshall, gone. Jalen Smith, gone. Tobias Harris wouldn't have been my top of my list, gone. I mean, it's just the pool is shrinking, and if you're kind of locked in on one area and you don't get the area, that's where maybe my patience would go. But I don't know how talks are going.
I mean, that's
because again, we talk about a fluid board, right? Like if they're all locked in on one move, they've got to have plan Bs and Cs ready. And how much is that changing by the minute when some of these free agents are signing?
By the way, how about our guy Zach that called earlier today and wanted Tobias Harris?
Yeah.
Did he know something?
He did.
Is he an
Detroit
insider?
Zach?
Question 2, please. Number 2.
Question 2.
Will Chris Paul retire as a Spur?
I think it'd be a cool place for him to retire. I mean, he's from North Carolina, so you always wondered if he was going to play for the Hornets, the Charlotte version to end his career. He's 38, going to be 39 this season. You got to think he's got a max of 2 years left, and I think did he sign a 1 or 2? I thought he signed a 1 year deal.
Yeah.
Cool place to retire, man. You go to San Antonio, make some cash tax-free, state tax-free, work with Pop, and say what you want. He's made plenty of money, but I could absolutely. I've actually never thought about this before, Jason. I could actually see Chris Paul being a really good NBA coach.
Oh yeah, probably
Really, really good NBA coach.
I was just looking at. He's been only in the West, right? Yeah, he was technically a Wizard, but never played for them. Mm-hmm. He's a Wizard.
He's a Wizard.
But look at this. He's played for OKC, Clippers, Suns, New Orleans, Warriors, Rockets, and now Spurs. He's got a tour of the West.
Wait. No, New Orleans was never like some weird East team, right? Back when they were they ever?
I don't think he was ever Charlotte, right? He was in New Orleans and then OKC, that OKC version, I think. But then he was really on the Thunder.
The only thing that might hurt him as a coach, I was just thinking, is because he is universally thought of as an a-hole.
Yeah.
But maybe part of that might have been Pop's pitch. It's like, hey, look, dude, you're already kind of a coach on the floor. Let me work with you a little bit.
Be tough on these guys.
And maybe, I could see a situation where Chris Paul retires and joins the Spurs coaching staff. I think he will. And I think, look, regardless, I think Chris Paul is an annoying little mosquito, but I also acknowledge he's a first ballot Hall of Famer and a top 5 all-time point guard. I think it's kind of a cool move while, and by the way, there's some French kid point guard coming out in the draft next year. Wouldn't be surprised to put his Victor Wembanyama's country teammate on there if they have the move. I'm sure obviously Paul's not the future, but CP3 in San Antonio, I could see him retiring there. Question 3.
Question 3.
Does Paul George to the Sixers put them on par with the Bucks and the Knicks?
All right, so let's take a look at those aforementioned Philadelphia 76ers now that they have Paul George. They just re-upped Tyrese Maxey, by the way. Big deal there. You got, I mean, as of right now.
And they get Gordon and Oubre.
Yeah. So.
Well, they kept Oubre.
No, they have Oubre.
Yeah.
They have that Embiid guy.
Yep. It hinges on him.
On Paul George?
No, on Embiid.
On Embiid? No, I agree with you. I think the Celtics are like the sliver above, obviously, the defending champions. Takes teams to adjust to new things. And the Knicks and the Sixers are adding huge pieces this year. But I think that's your elite.
Yeah.
That's your elite in the East.
Yeah, I think, this is to me an example of how year to year it gets, because a year ago Denver won the title and everyone's like, well, Denver's the class of the league. Well, no one says that now.
Wow.
I mean, they didn't completely fall apart. They just didn't get to the conference finals and win the thing again. But Boston, is very, very good. They were the best team all year. They won the championship. People are going to go after them. I think the top of the East, though, is good. I mean, Miami's 1 year removed from being in the finals. The Bucks still have one of the most unguardable players in the league. Philly got better. Boston is good. The top of the East is a problem.
How do you feel if you're Indiana?
Right. You're up and coming. New York. I think New York did great for what they have. And
what if you're the Pacers, though? You're like, okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Halliburton and we have Siakam and we've got a pretty good team around it, but
it's looking like the West, isn't it?
I don't see the Pacers compete with those other three.
I don't think so either.
Maybe
unless they
I'm
get the
wrong.
right matchups, right?
Right matchups, right situation. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, just a quick break here. We'll give you a free agency reset and also what's going on with or isn't going on with the Golden State Warriors. A lot of capital being expended over the weekend, a lot of energy on these moves. And maybe you're one of these teams that is expending a lot of energy and you need yourself a second opinion. That's where you can check in with my guys at American Energy Heating and Air. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Hi, Carmichael Dave here. Want to let you know that American Energy is your second opinion partner. It is hot. By the way, I should do this more often during our American Energy visits. It's a good time to get into this week's weather. Jason Ross weather, everybody. Here's your week. 104, 110, 113, 108, 111, 111, 108, 109, 110. That's like Phoenix, dude. And you know how I feel about Phoenix. So there's going to be some people whose AC units either go out this week or that are limping along like an old jalopy. Let American Energy, if you're already dealing with somebody, come out and beat that bid and save you some money, or just save yourself the time and call them directly. Let other people try to beat their bids. Good luck. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy. Making the uncomfortable comfortable. Free agency reset and a special day today in the world of baseball. We'll talk about that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Heading through the afternoon, it's going to feel hotter this afternoon with highs in the range of 100 to 104. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
You up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, we're going to get into the free agency updates. But first, it's a tradition. For our guy Justin out there, his favorite day of the year, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. July 1st, he's 61 years old.
Good for Bobby.
Going to the mailbox, and he's going to get himself a check. I love how we always think of it like
it's gone in the mail.
Like, he's like
no direct deposit.
He's in his boxers and a tank top. Is
that today?
Yeah. Yeah. He's walking down. He's got his coffee in his hand, walking down his driveway. Grabs the paper, puts it in his arm, pulls out the mail.
No robe. That's warm.
Yeah, it's warm. Yeah. Here's Bill, AARP. Oh, Sports Illustrated. Hey, Mets. That's right. Today's my check. 1.193. Let me just read it like this. He gets a check today for $1,193,248.20. He will continue to get that amount every July 1st until 2035. Why? Because 24 years ago, the Mets agreed to buy out the remaining $5.9 million of his contract instead of just them spending the $6 million. They agreed to basically defer $30 million starting July 1st. Well, I guess less than that, 2011. Including 8% interest for Bobby Bonilla. Why did they do that, by the way? Well, at the time, Mets ownership was invested in a Bernie Madoff Ponzi scheme that promised double-digit returns, and they were going to make a significant profit if the Madoff account delivered. That shockingly didn't work out. In fact, the new owner,
man, I'm out of cash.
That's exactly right. I'm all into jail. Steve Cohen, the new owner, has mentioned the possibility of celebrating Bobby Bonilla Day at Citi Field annually. But Jason, when Bobby Bonilla is done, he will be 72 years old when he finishes these payments. By the way, he still gets like a baseball pension and all that. But he ain't the only one. Did you know that Bobby Bonilla also has a second deferred contract?
From whom?
The Mets and Orioles combined to pay him $500,000 a year for 25 years. Those payments began in 2004. I never knew that.
I did not know that.
Max Scherzer will receive $105 million total from the Washington Nationals, his old team, paid out through 2028. This one will blow you away if you didn't know. This guy gets $250,000 a year until the year 2029. This was inspired off the Bonilla deal. The payment started in 2004. It was $250,000 a year for 25 years. Who is still getting $250,000 a year from the Mets? Brett Saberhagen.
Oh, come on.
Brett stinking Saberhagen. The Kansas City Royals, how I remember him.
Yeah.
Manny Ramirez, a guy who a teammate once said used to stuff his checks in the cubby above his locker. will collect $24.2 million from the Red Sox through 2026. This guy gets $3.5 million from his team every year, but it ends this year as a deferral from his 9-year, $116 million deal signed in 2000. Yes, Ken Griffey Jr. gets $3.4 million a year.
Good for him.
Let me see. What is okay? So that's about 20. Let me do something here real quick. MLB salaries, because this is my favorite one. This is the new Bobby Bonilla, Jason Ross. By the way, do you want to take a guess as to who the highest paid player is on the Orioles
right now?
Right now. I mean, I would never get it in a million years.
Okay, so I don't know.
Craig Kimbrell, $12 million.
Okay.
Anthony Santander, $11.7 million. You got guys like Adley Rutschman making $760 a year. Gunnar Henderson, $756. The Baltimore Orioles, in case you're wondering, are the 25th out of 30 when it comes to Major League Baseball teams in salary, with a total of $101 million. So Craig Kimbrell, reliever, $12 million. But it was a trick question. He is not the highest paid player on the Orioles. With $59 million in deferred payments over a 15-year stretch that started last year and continues through 2037, that's just under, what would that be? A 15-year stretch, $59 million. I totally did the math wrong. Never mind, because that's just $2 million a year. Just $2 million a year. This year, though, the third highest paid player on the Orioles, Chris Davis, $9.16 million this year, $9.16 million next year, $3.5 million a year from 26 to 32, and he will get $1.4 million all the way until 2037. Wow. Chris Davis. Who had like those good years, remember?
Yeah.
And then could not hit the
couldn't
side
hit
of
it
the
all.
barn
Strike out all the
from
time.
the moment he signed that contract. Yeah. By the way, just want to remind everybody, if you and I got fired today, we get 3-month severance. I want Chris Davis's deal. And by the way, that's pretty good in this business, 3-month severance.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
That's what we get.
I assume that's what we get. Okay. Uh-oh. Paul George to the Sixers. The Warrior fans are really angry at the Clippers.
Yeah, because apparently they were close. What it sounded like, Saturday of making a deal between the two teams?
Yeah, they were. And I don't know, maybe Paul George didn't want to go there. But it sounds like he wanted to go there.
Well, I guess did the Clippers just not want Paul George? A lot of the talk was that 4th year. But, I mean, you've kind of invested in this in the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, now James Harden. And you've lost Paul George. That's a big piece to that puzzle.
Well, especially when you have your new stadium opening next year, your new arena.
And you didn't get anything in return.
No. The the Intuit Dome opens next season. Maybe they just asked Paul George and he wasn't into it. I think the Warrior fans being upset at the Clippers is hilarious, but to kind of your point, it does make you go, well, why didn't you take the deal they were offering?
Yeah.
Didn't it have like Moody and Kuminga involved?
And maybe, there was some offshoots.
A number of
like
things.
If they were going to get Chris Paul in this, to the money connection, but
just even if you get Moody and Kuminga.
Yeah.
And
if the Warriors lose Clay for nothing,
which they are,
so then all of us, and there's a chance
they're losing him. Yeah,
he could go to the Clippers. So he could have been involved in a deal.
That would be funny.
And then now he could just go sign there on his own. I actually thought the Warriors could do a nice reboot here and kind of keep things going, but now all of a sudden it feels like they're left. Not that they don't have anything; they still have Steph, they still have Draymond, they still have Kuminga, they still have a good team. But I thought they had a chance to kind of make it a really good team again, and I think they kind of missed on some things so far.
I know we got a break here in a second. if I've actually always kind of secretly liked Klay Thompson. I hate what he did to us.
Yeah.
But it was still like insane to watch.
Yeah.
And I don't like everything about him, but I've always appreciated like his individuality. And then what was it? I think it was like Charles Barkley was calling out his like, dude, he's not the same player. And Klay was like, I'm trying my best, Charles. Like, and the fact that he had 2 massive injuries over the course of, 2 consecutive crazy. I always felt kind of bad for him. And I love that he drives the boat to practice, whatever. But I just kind of want to throw this out there, man. Like, if this is true about like he feels disrespected by their $20-something million a year offer, I just want to say that in 2019, 2020, he didn't play a game. In 2020 and 2021, he didn't play a game. In 2021-22, he played 32 games. Jason, in 2019-2020, he made $32.7 million. The following year, he made $35.3 million. The year he played 32 games, he made over $1 million a game. He made $38 million. And then the last 2 years, he's made a combined $84 million.
Gas trap.
Bro, you got paid almost $120 million for 32 games. And you were kind of cheeks last year, let's be honest. You feel disrespected? Like, don't get me wrong. Without Klay, they don't win the 4 titles. Right. He gave a ton to that city. It's not all one-sided. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, bro. Seriously? You feel really... Wah, dude. Wah on cheese. Like, what is wrong with you? Now, maybe he didn't. Maybe that's not how he feels. But I'm saying if that's how he feels. Bro, I think the Warriors probably felt a little disrespected that they were paying you what amounted to $4 million a game over a 3-year period. But they didn't say that, right? At least publicly. So whatever. I mean,
the Warriors are cooked.
They are.
Kings broke them.
The Kings absolutely broke them.
And Klay, remember, it wasn't
0 of 10.
Yeah, final game.
You know when that dynasty ended, right?
When?
The punch. That did it.
Yeah.
That was it. And that's when it caught on fire. And then the Kings threw a whole tanker truck of gasoline on it. Broke. Who would have thought when we saw Draymond and everybody leaving, the Kings may have lost to the Warriors the year before, but the Kings killed the Warriors. In fact, we should all tweet that out. The Kings killed the Warriors dynasty. That won't make anyone angry. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's look at the rest of the Western Conference as well. We'll take a break, come back, hydrate. It's Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find Kevin Herter is Sacktown Sports.
Herter's open, steps into 3. He's got the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Kevin Herter, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Dead battery on America's birthday? America's #1 battery destination is here to help. AutoZone has free battery testing and charging at every store, and batteries starting at just $79.99. With our 4th of July sale, we have savings to help you red, white, and do any other jobs you've been putting off. It's everything you need to get back on the road at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
What's wrong? My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to SACLegalDefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
I'm a very active person that likes to move around and go. The pain I was in was really excruciating. It was actually debilitating. I was basically heading towards a sedentary lifestyle. I had really tried everything, but I quickly lost hope with all of the things that we had tried, and that's what led me to the Good Feet store. And when I found the Good Feet system, it really just changed everything. It brought me back to life. I have my active lifestyle back.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
July 4th savings explode at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing and leasing on other offers. Must trade in 2010 model year or newer and 7/31/24.
Made a great deal at Maida.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Dave, Chris, Jason, Chris, Dave, all the way until Alan and Chris Watkins. You know they're coming in at 10.
Are they doing that today?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Also, quick reminder, just in case, we are doing the short week, so we'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
For the holidays. Stay cool.
Good luck with that.
Stay cool, Sacramento.
Thursday we'll have a special Special show with Frankie Cardicelli and Brendan Nunez.
Is that so?
9/12.
Little Kings Roundtable?
Yes, sir.
Our insiders.
Hey, there we go. Insider show right at noon. Let's go, baby. So tune in for that. They'll have all the recap stuff and blah, blah, blah. From the 916. Hey, Dave, Kings destroyed the Warriors, right? How are you going to feel if the Warriors get Ingram? Okay. Fine. Speaking of the Warriors, according to Chris Haynes, the Bulls offered Zach LaVine to the Warriors for a package that included Andrew Wiggins and Chris Paul. And the Warriors were like, nah, we'll just release Chris Paul. We're good. We're good. So just to give you an idea of, I mean, there is just, it's crazy with a guy that puts up the numbers LaVine puts up, at least offensively.
Mm-hmm.
There is just no market for this dude.
Yeah, the fact that they're offering up a first-round pick, I think, is going to sweeten that market, or potential pick.
Yeah, if they do.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. If that's true, it will sweeten the market, especially because I got to be honest, though, man. I know that's coming from reliable sources, but golly, a Bulls first-round pick.
Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is if the Bulls have like somebody else's first-round pick, and that's what is being. That would make more sense.
Sure.
A Bulls first-round pick when they look like they're full-on rebuilding. It's kind of hard to do that just to get that money off the books.
Yeah.
But there they are. I mean, this is a real test for Monty. It's a real interesting. Before the Sabonis Halliburton trade. Remember, I think Monty was coming up on the last year of his deal. And I always said one thing I did really appreciate about him is that there are a lot of other GMs. It's your first time in the chair. You're coming up on your first extension. There's a lot of GMs out there that would have absolutely spent draft capital because, hey, what do I care?
Mm-hmm.
We got to do it now. And he didn't do that. And then in the end, he gets a Sabonis deal over the line. And it kind of feels that way right now. I know we've been saying for 2 years. It's been a very quiet 2 years.
Yeah.
Really, since what was the last deal of, I think the Herder deal was the last major deal they've done. I mean, you had like Kessler Edwards and stuff. I don't think they've done anything of note since the Herder deal. So, yeah, it's been a while. But it's a real interesting situation. And it's, we had a guy log on earlier and was like, hey, have you guys talked about why Monty needs to lose his job? Now, I'm not like a blind Monty lover, but we haven't talked about that. And this is one of the reasons why I actually really do appreciate Monty. He's not a panic guy.
Well, what would be the rationale for that? Because of lack of moves? Does that make a good GM is more moves? Is that the rationale?
He's been, if you don't want to say he's been a great drafter, he's been a good drafter. When you look at his draft record, it's not 100%, but I'd say it's about 80%. He's the guy that hired Mike Brown. They've had 94 wins in 2 years after 16 years of missing the playoffs. They have a core of De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, Domantas Sabonis, and Keegan Murray. They have all but one piece of their draft capital, and that's that Atlanta pick.
Right.
Like, they are so much in a better position now than they were when he took over. When he took over for Vlade Divac. Remember that.
Yeah.
And now it's why I appreciate having Monty in that chair, because here's what I do know. This is what I am incredibly comfortable in saying this, Jason. I don't buy the Keegan Murray New Orleans thing. I think the Kings could obviously have LaVine, certainly have Kuzma, and I'm pretty sure that Barnes, Herder, and 2 first-round picks gets him over the line for Brandon Ingram. They're all there.
Mm-hmm.
They're all there. He's sitting here instead of panicking to make a move. So what? So we're happy so that people quit logging on to the show and saying he should like, no, he doesn't care about that stuff. And thank God, let's not forget the days of Pete D'Alessandro when he was riding on buses with Crown Downtown guys, basically broadcasting his moves. Let's not forget the days of Vlade Divac. God love him. I do. But Vlade was too honest and open. We don't know what the hell's ever going on there. There's no leaks. There's none of that. Even if you can't pull yourself to where I'm at, which is, dude, Monty's deserved our trust. Even if you're not there, doesn't he deserve the rest of the free agent, rest of the offseason?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I don't get
And
it.
again, I'll say it. If Team A makes 7 moves from a GM, the perception is they had a great year. I'm not even putting a player or a team to that. So a team makes 7 moves. Look at they changed their team. What a summer. Is it?
Is it? Was it?
I don't know who the free agents were. Were they good? Did they help them? Were they worse? Because teams are busy doesn't mean, again, I remember this so well. The best example of this, and it doesn't always go this way, but 2 deadlines ago, when the quote was, everybody in the West got better and the Kings did not make a move. They got Kessler Edwards. But equivalent felt like they didn't make a move when Durant and Kyrie and all these other things are happening. The Kings actually went up, stayed 3rd, but they didn't make a move. No. But everybody got better, which was not the case.
No, trade deadline. Right. Like I said, Kings sat on their hands.
Yeah. Now, this last trade deadline, they didn't make a move.
No, and last year
maybe that was the one that called for. Again, there's no, hey, do this, and this is what's going to happen to your team. That's not the way it works.
And we also don't know what's on the table.
Right.
We don't know what was offered.
I'll still say this, whether this is giving him too much credit or not enough, I don't know. The biggest move they had to make this offseason, they made. They kept Malik.
They got Monk. And they got Monk, by the way, at an incredibly market value contract. Look at these contracts going around there. They got Monk signed for 4 years. I still don't understand how the hell that happened.
Yeah, because if that doesn't happen, I mean, then it's a completely different feel, right?
Jason, that contract is so good that I feel like if like a division rival had done that, I'd be like, what are they doing on the side?
Right.
What are they doing on the side for this guy? As we hit a break, let me just remind everyone, I don't like, I know it sounds like we're like, get off of Monty. Like, people should be impatient. I get it. We need to make a move. I get it. We're all on the same page there. I just can't get with the whole Monte McNair sucks. And if you want to know what it's like to make a move, you want to make a move? Cool. Be like the Clippers. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, who's one of the youngest studs in the league, a 2025 unprotected pick swap, a 2026 unprotected first, another 2026 unprotected first from the Heat. That's what the Clippers gave up for 4 years of Paul George, 5 years of Paul George. They made the conference finals once. I think they made the second round once, and the rest of the time is first round exits. I'm not saying that wouldn't have been a fun 5 years for us, but there's making a move. Let me ask you this. Do you think the Clippers would go back and change that move today? Do you think if the Clippers had a time machine, they'd hold on to – you wouldn't – how many draft picks would the Clippers have had to throw in with Paul George just to get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? There's no – the Thunder wouldn't do that deal for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, what they got. But I guarantee you on the day Paul George went to the Clippers, all the media, all the fans were like, my God, I don't even remember who the GM was at the time. What an amazing move. This is really how you build a championship team. Derpy, derp, derpy, derp, derp. Okay. It could be worse. We'll take a break. It could be worse. When we come back, rumors swirling about Brandon Ingram. Can this work? And what targets are gone? We'll do that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Heading through the afternoon, it's going to feel hotter this afternoon with highs in the range of 100 to 104. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696355.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now, Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee, Dasha, Kelsey Hart, and more. Plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonnie Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
Slash presents Serpent Festival, a celebration of the blues. Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley, starring Slash, Warren Haynes Band, Samantha Fish,
Y'all guesses like a death wish.
and Eric Gales.
It's gonna be a steep climb.
Don't miss an all-star night of blues, Friday, July 12th at the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Serpent Festival.
At aimyourdigital.com will help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The July 4th holiday is right around the corner, and now's the perfect time to come celebrate with incredible lease offers from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Drive home your dream car right now for just $444 per month with just $4,000 down. Or you can enjoy 1.99% APR on select certified pre-owned models. Get your dream car today and enjoy it over the holiday weekend. Just head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or online at mbofstockton.com.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339
Sixers on a max deal for him. Also, the Sixers added their own Tyrese Maxey on a 5-year, $204 million deal. They were the best team, Dave, with the most amount of money. So Philly was obviously the team to watch, but still movement around, and we're kind of waiting on to see what's next for the Kings.
Yeah, and Brandon Ingram's the hot name right now.
Yep.
And we had a long talk about this in the last segment, so I don't want to belabor the point. And I also don't want to throw cold water on the idea of the Kings acquiring Brandon Ingram. I don't. This ain't the move for me. It's not. I won't hate it. It would be cool.
What would let's paint a picture of where you would like it based on what they would have to give up. What would make you like it better? If it's a third team and it's Barnes and or Herter.
If they could give up Barnes and Herter straight up for Brandon Ingram, I'd probably be okay with it.
Okay.
I
don't know how you would.
I'd be okayer. Because the boring part of the boring, non-fun sports radio, non-fun as a Kings fan parts of these deals is where my head lives. And
are you thinking about the future contract?
I'm thinking about re-signing him.
If you don't and you gave up Barnes and Herter?
Then you got to hear Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
It's fine. That's why I'd be okay with it.
Okay.
That's why I'd be more okay with it if you're not giving up any major players or future draft capital.
Now, I don't know if that part's even
right. And
conceivable,
there's no way they're doing Barnes and Herter for Ingram because they still have him for another year. I mean, if I'm New Orleans, if I can't get something, I'm just going to run it back and see what I can get this next season. But it's not just acquiring Brandon Ingram. It's acquiring a guy who's on a 1-year deal or on an expiring deal who, again, you have to re-sign him. So what you're acquiring for whatever you give up in Brandon Ingram is a guy that's going to give you 21 points, 6 assists, 5 boards, somewhere in that neighborhood a game, that averages about 50, 60 games a year, I think we figured out, is not a plus defender. And you're hopefully, again, I say hopefully, this is an important part to remember, you're hopefully acquiring a guy that's going to sign a max deal with you next year.
Is this different than Siakam?
Yes, it is.
So?
Because Siakam's a better rebounder and a better defender. He's not a great defender. I would have been more in this move for me would have been like, I would have been better with an Anunoby over both those guys because that's what they need. I know it's like, I feel like the kid yelling on the island. I know it's boring. I really understand that talking about contracts and defense is boring. They have no front court defense. They have Domantas Sabonis, who did get a defensive player vote. They don't have front.
What about Keegan?
Keegan is our best starting defender right now. He and Fox. And the hope is, I think on the upside, is that Keegan can develop into an Aaron Gordon level defender. Maybe a little better. I'm fine with our backcourt defense because you can always go now you have De'Aaron Fox, who led the league in steals. You have Keon Ellis, and now you have the new kid, Devin Carter. That's a nice 3-guard rotation that you're fine on. I'm fine with that. But this is a wing and center league. This is a wing. This is a 6-7 and above league. And if you don't have switchable defenders that can guard it, that's where we get killed over and over and over again. I want to win a championship. Yes, I understand. You have to get to the Western Conference Final. Hell, you have to make the playoffs to get. I understand that. I don't have a problem building towards that. But the problem with building towards that is you've got guys that are 26, 27, 28 years old in this core other than Keegan. Fox is wrapped up, and of course, I believe will sign the extension most likely. Sabonis is wrapped up. Those are 2 max guys. Now you bring in Brandon Ingram. He's going to be a max guy. And oh, by the way, age-wise, he fits on the timeline. That's a ceiling to me of a Western Conference, a ceiling of a Western Conference. That's the Clippers acquiring Paul George. That's the Blazers with Damian Lillard. Now, and again, I'd much rather have that than not make the playoffs. But ultimately, I feel like acquiring Brandon Ingram, at least with this group as constructed, the acquisition of Brandon Ingram makes us a better team. There's no doubt about that. Huge upgrade over Harrison Barnes. No doubt about it. Or Kevin Hurt. But you have popped a hard ceiling on this team. A hard ceiling on this team.
So you're saying they'd be better if they acquired, and I can't think of a player right now, a plus perimeter wing defender,
Yes.
free agent.
Yes. Or trade.
To be named later, whoever that is. That would make this team overall better than acquiring Brandon Ingram.
Yes. And I think, in my opinion, like, honestly, for example, I agree with you. I wouldn't put Keegan in any deal like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know where I'd put him in a deal? If Herb Jones was coming back with Ingram. Then I would, because I think you're picking up that wing defender now all of a sudden that's already there. He's already a defensive all-first team, and you don't need – look, I love Keegan. I'm just saying, in this fantasy land, if Herb Jones is coming back, now we can have a conversation about that. And I know a lot of Kings fans are like, I get it. But you have to understand where I'm coming from. My mindset is, if we lock ourselves up cap-wise, and there's always ways out of it. You can always trade De'Aaron or Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. But with this crew, if you lock yourself up cap-wise, and that, that acquisition or acquisitions are not wing defenders, you can't do the deal. If X equals Y, then Z. You can't. This team has to have perimeter defense. They don't have perimeter, other than Keegan. They don't have perimeter defense.
And
Fox. But again, Fox is your small guy. Okay. Keegan's a wing guy who's, again, this is what we're hoping he becomes. He's an above average defender right now, and I'm comfortable with believing that he will become, if not an elite defender, a elite adjacent defender. Mm-hmm. But you have to also do this because of the deficiencies you have with if you're going to hold on to Sabonis.
Right.
You have to do that with the deficiencies he has at the 5. If you're going to ask Domantas Sabonis to play the 5 full time, and you're going to saddle him not just with all the work he's doing on the offensive end, but now he's your down low defensive anchor, that is not a recipe to me for anything sniffing a championship team. And if everybody's if people are comfortable with being a second, maybe third round out, maybe you pull a Dallas and sneak into the Western Conference Finals, or I don't even think they could get the finals. But if you're like, hey, dude, I'll take that. We're going to win more than we lose, and that'll be a fun. I respect that.
It's a pretty good jump from not making the playoffs.
It is, and I respect that. I do. I respect that. I'm saying me personally.
Yeah. But that also doesn't mean that's your final team. Like, I don't think they could do that today where you'd go, this is a championship team. That'd be tough a move that would be tough in this free agent summer to go, they just got a championship team.
I agree with you. There is not,
it's constantly evolving.
There's not a realistic, and by the way, who knows? Maybe the second round guy we got this year is Draymond Green, and that's our, you never know. Maybe there's a move at the start of next year around the trade deadline where we grab the Aaron Gordon.
But like right now, you would say like OKC's a championship team. Like I would say I don't know that yet. Like they have the look of a team like that, but I don't know that.
No, well, yes, I think there's very few I knows. Here's what I know. I know Boston's a championship team. Correct. And I'm not just saying that because they won the title, because I don't know that there's any other championship teams. I believe that Boston, Milwaukee, New York, and we'll wait to see on Philly. Those are your only championship contenders right now in the East. Okay. I think in the West is all different. Is Denver a championship team? Is Minnesota? Is Oklahoma? I believe that Oklahoma City is a team that on paper is capable of winning the championship, but they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
I think when you look at everything going on in the West. Oh, by the way, Victor Wembanyama and also the Rockets are coming. Like other teams, I mean, hell, at this point, as much as I was, when I'm looking at the landscape, Jason, as much as I was not the biggest fan of it, I'd almost rather kick the tires. It sounds like Utah's getting loose on Lauri Markkanen again. I'd kick the tires on that, but I'd also take a good hard look at Walker Kessler, who's going to be far cheaper, and see how we could pry him. Like those are the types of moves that would interest me more than Brandon Ingram. But again, that's me. That's me. We'll take a break. Some other potential targets for the Kings are now gone. We'll run off the list there, including one that was maybe the most surprising signing for money and fit of the weekend. We'll do that next.
Harrison Barnes plays here.
Harrison Barnes drives it, hammers it. The Black Falcon soaring into the night sky on a Monday evening in Northern California.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Get in today for deals on the hottest lineup around. Don't miss a low lease on the 2024 RAV4 Hybrid, 4Runner, Tacoma, and even the all-new all-hybrid 2025 Camry. Get your ride on with Toyota's 4th of July sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium-rated credit. Offers end 7/1/24.
At Ashton & Price over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Dollar bill, y'all. A couple of things here. Number one, want to say welcome to everybody. By the way, tons of people. You gotta love draft and free agency in the middle of the summer. Want to say hi to everybody in the YouTube chat. By the way, a lot of new names. Also to our regular chatters. I haven't had time to look at the chat, but we're already. Trust me, I'm cleaning it up here. We are all for free speech to a point. I know that'll tickle MC and new faces and all that. Here's just the basic chat rules. We haven't gone over those in a long time. Stay away from politics. Obviously, no slurs, this, that, the stuff that goes without saying. Also, here's the other thing. If you're just going to spam, like, in all caps, a bunch of crap the whole time, that's also, it just doesn't do anything for anyone. And if your whole thing is like, oh, this show sucks, you can say whatever you want in this chat, then you should go there because we're trying to make it a conversation, not, I think there's some dude we just booted that was like, dude, Kings suck and propaganda and blah. You're not helping. If you want to get into like, well, here's why I think you should do the thing and why you shouldn't do the thing, then that's fine. If it's just, you're coming in and just spamming, that's just not going to work out. It's not going to work out for both of us, and we will mutually agree to part ways. The text line, 916-339-1140. From the 916, a couple of these here I want to address, Jason. Dave, you're drunk on Jolt Cola. Hey, if you'd rather have Walker Kessler over Brandon Ingram. I don't know that I necessarily said that, but let's just say that I did say that, actually.
I feel like you kind of did.
Let me look at.
You were talking about marketing and then
right.
throwing in, yeah.
I was saying, even when you look at marketing,
but does marketing answer? He doesn't answer the defense.
No, he's a good rebounder.
Uh-huh.
He actually can block. He actually can alter some shots. I don't want to kill his I think his defense is a little underrated, but I think that's because most people think he's horrific on defense. He's just, he's like Harrison Barnes on defense, but a big man. Like he's actually not bad, but he's not great. When it comes to Walker Kessler, okay, the idea with Walker Kessler would be his contract, which he's still on his rookie deal. So he's going to make $3 million next year, $5 million on a team option, and then he's got a qualifying offer for. So you have the guy wrapped up for basically $15 million for the next 3 years. Okay. Could Walker Kessler play alongside Domantas Sabonis? That's a great question. Honest to God, that's actually a great question because he's not a stretch, and neither is Domantas Sabonis. He had a little bit of a step back last year. I think a lot of that was John Collins' contract getting in the way and getting playing time. But you're talking about a guy in Walker Kessler who averaged 8 points, 8 boards, and 2.5 blocks a game, up from 2.3 the year before. That's a defender on the interior. Yeah. That's what would excite me about Walker Kessler. Net, I think you could make an argument that the Kings acquiring Walker Kessler instead of Brandon Ingram might actually make them a better team, not because Brandon Ingram isn't a better player than Walker Kessler. Of course, Brandon Ingram is a better all-around player than Walker Kessler. But Walker Kessler does more of what the Kings are lacking, in my opinion, than Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, to me, that one's a fit. I'm not sure where the fit is. It would have been like, hey, if they drafted Zach Edey. Now, you know what he can do. Do you try to maximize that? But it's like, where's the fit if you're going to play Sabonis at 5? I just don't see it.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
But he's a good player.
Kings didn't make the playoffs with Fox and Sabonis having career years. Maybe don't be quick to dismiss Ingram. The fact that the Kings didn't make the playoffs with Fox and Sabonis having career years is part of the reason why. And I'm not dismissing Ingram. I'm trying to drive the point home. Fox and Sabonis had career years. They could have even career years this year. But you have to do 2 things to win in the league. Well, really, one, you have to outscore your opponent. In order to outscore your opponent, that means you have to score more than they do, which means you have to score, but they have to score less than you. We've got the score part down. We're good at the scoring. What we're not good at is the them not scoring. And beyond the them not scoring from a 50,000 foot, like just looking at our overall defensive metrics, here's what we're even worse at. Situational defense. In other words, what I like to call playoff defense. When you're in the regular season, it's the 4th quarter, it's a tie game, you need stops, that's a problem. Well, what happens in the playoffs? You need stops all the time because everything slows down to a point. We're not good at that. We're not good at that. I'm not even getting into our transition defense, which is about as existent as my 6-pack. Doesn't exist. Jonas Valanciunas signed with the Wizards over the weekend. That's a 3-year, $30 million deal, I believe. It surprised me a little bit. Honestly, I thought Valanciunas was going to get more. I did. And I don't understand the fit there either. I don't know what the hell the Wizards are doing.
Yeah, the Wizards, I don't know exactly either. But if you want to look at a team that may have single-handedly kept the Kings out of the postseason. 6 losses to New Orleans. And a guy that I think bothered Sabonis about as much as anybody was Valanciunas is now in the East.
I think you're 100% right. He's a Sabonis killer.
Yeah.
Not that Domas didn't get any numbers against him, but Jonas Valanciunas, and they're not only country mates, but they're both just sides of beef.
Yeah.
Slapping against each other in the key. And whereas Valanciunas is nowhere near the talent that Sabonis is, you're still getting 12 points and 9 boards, surprisingly a couple of assists. He's almost a career 80% free throw shooter, and he's giving you a 56% from the field number. I'm just saying, thought that was worth probably more than. It's weird how some guys are getting like $100 billion a year. And what'd you say? What did Hartenstein end up getting?
I think 3 and 87. So like 19 per.
So he's
I'm sorry, 29 per.
Yeah, he's getting almost $30 million a year. And by the way, Hartenstein's younger.
Yeah.
Where did he go, by the way? Detroit or OKC. I'm sorry. I'm brain dead right now.
But like Malik was 4 and 78.
Right.
Here's 3 and 90 or whatever it was. 3 and 89, 87.
You gotta love agents, man.
Yeah.
Now,
for a guy that was the backup for a time for the Knicks and then had a really good season. I don't know how the Thunder will use him as a starter or a bench player, but look, he's going to help him. But that's a big contract.
Well, and you're talking about a guy last year who averaged 8 points and 8 boards. And granted, he came in the playoffs and was
He was awesome.
Even in the playoffs, it was like, okay, 7 points, 11 boards. And by the way, the cool thing about Hartenstein, he's a round 2 pick. He was the 43rd pick in the draft. He's 26. He played 2 years for Houston, a year for Denver, a year for Cleveland, a year for the Clippers, and then has been with New York. So it's actually kind of a cool story. But you're talking about 8 points, 8 boards, 2.5 assists, and a block. He's 3 times better than Jonas Valanciunas.
When I knew he was available, I'm like, oh, that'd be a good one for the Kings.
Yeah.
Like he could fit, but that price points, that's a big one for me.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, who's in and who's out? Yes, the Kings did make a signing over the weekend, but also at the expense of a couple people. Also, the new kid arrived in Sacramento yesterday. We'll talk about all that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Heading through the afternoon, it's going to feel hotter this afternoon with highs in the range of 100 to 104. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and 0 down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Are you tired of your tee shots ending up in the adjoining fairway while the rest of your foursome is hitting it down the middle? Well, experts will tell you that being properly fitted for golf clubs will help you strike your drive center cut. The Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio and its team of trained PGA professionals are ready to help you get rid of your banana balls and duck hooks. Hagen Oaks Indoor-Outdoor Player Performance Studio fittings are available 7 days a week. Make yours today by calling 916-808-2531. That's 808-2531.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
July 4th doorbusters are happening now at Lowe's. For a limited time only, save $70 on a Charbroil 4-burner Performance Series gas grill. Was $249, now $179. And get 50% off Harbor Breeze 48-foot LED outdoor string lights to brighten up your patio for summer. Shop these deals before they're gone, because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 7/1. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow.
maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
And my commitment in my job is to try to bring a title here. I owe him a trophy.
That's brand new Sixer, Paul George. Looking forward to winning a title in Philadelphia. Wait, never mind. That was from 2020. We signed with the Clippers. Owe him a trophy.
I'll still owe him that.
Well, it's not just who the Kings are it's not just who the Kings are not acquiring. It's who's going to other teams that hurts. Jalen Smith going to the Bulls. That hurts. 3 years, $27 million. That would have been a nice addition. Najee Marshall.
I liked him a lot.
I think same $9 million a year to the Mavs, who are in the Western Conference Finals. And this is where I understand where Kings fans are frustrated. I totally get this, because you're sitting there looking at teams like Dallas, who were in the finals last year, and they're adding Najee Marshall. You're looking at teams like Oklahoma City, the number one team in the Western Conference, the 1 seed, and they're adding Isaiah Hartenstein. They added somebody else too. I forget who. Caruso. Thank you. Sorry. Like, I get that. I'm frustrated too with that, because we're not the 1 seed and we weren't in the finals.
Right.
And so far, no offense to him, but we re-signed Alex Len. And we drafted Devin Carter, who is a defense-first point guard.
And kept Malik Monk.
Now, you know what? You're right in doing that. You should keep slapping me with that, because I do forget it. And then you're right. That's not just
because I just want to do the opposite. Had they not, then it's a totally different offseason. But that's a really critical signing.
I think it's important to keep adding that in, because it's not just that we kept Malik Monk, but we kept Malik Monk on an incredibly favorable deal. Can you hand me him, by the way? We should. Yeah, please. Thank you. Huh?
You want another one?
We have another one?
He's right behind you.
Good for you YouTube viewers. Love this. Maybe if I this actually kind of helps. Maybe if I just do this throughout our off-season segments, be like, man, I can't believe we're not. Well, okay, we did sign Malik Monk, but we should really go out and
got a Monk and a Friar.
Yes, we did get a Monk and a Friar. We're the is that clergy, or is that only priests? I don't know anything about that stuff. Well, we'll figure it out. 1-800-912-1140.
Priests are in the clergy.
So are a monk and a friar in clergy? Yeah, hey, Chris knows. He's our resident religious expert. Does that count?
Well, monks, I think we talked about later, could be in the Christian faith, but also could be Buddhist, also could be other religions.
All right.
They're religious.
So let's pretend they're in the Christian faith.
Okay.
Clergy?
Yes.
Friars?
Yes.
Okay. King's Clergy with a K. Ooh, and then you can sell shirts.
Mm-hmm.
No? Maybe have those Amazon Fryer outfits. I'm fine with that. We look, the whole Alex Len thing is being LOL'd at. Like, look,
backups.
Alex Len's a backup,
Yeah.
big. He's fine.
Right.
Alex Len.
He must really like it here.
I love that. And
Yeah.
he seems, and from all accounts, he's like a super good dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know what Alex Len is for me, and people might disagree with this. It's just, so feel free to substitute whatever you want. In my garage, in our pantry, every time we go to Sam's Club, we generally get one of them little cases of 12 cans of Del Monte green beans. Okay. Because Del Monte green beans are always like the go-to side. You know, we don't have another side. You know, maybe we'll have artichokes
Throw in
one
some
night.
beans.
Or something. Yeah, put it in green beans, and it's not like the smushy green
Yeah, you
beans.
just heat it up and you're good to go.
You heat them up, salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of butter. They're fine. Now, if I'm having like if I was doing like a 4 or 5-star dinner, I'm probably not serving those green beans out of a can. But we give no love to green beans, just like ramen is underrated, like Top Ramen I'm talking about. Like, look, Top Ramen is not gourmet. You know what it is, though? It's always there for you.
Way better than middle ramen.
Thank you. It's not middle, it's not bottom ramen. Alex Len is the top ramen or green beans of the NBA. He's not going to blow your socks off, man. But you know
Reliable.
what? He's reliable.
He's there when you need him.
He's there when you need him, and he does that every once in a while. Every once in a while, you're like, whoa. You know what? Green beans, like I'm talking right now, green beans, that's Alex Len when he comes in and has like 4 blocks in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, you're like, I've had too many green beans. We got to switch it up. And maybe that's when you see too much. He's fine. I'm fine with that. Plus, also, I'm sure he's really good in the locker room, too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever. Kessler Edwards, no contract. Jordan Ford, our own Jordan Ford, no contract. Jalen Slauson, who was threatening to break into the Kyle Guy, Jemias Ramsey, All-Stars. Robert Woodard, thank you, of players that if they just got more minutes, that people didn't want to see thrown into a trade. That'll
probably be the new two-way guys they signed last week.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine. Alex Len, I like this from the 916. Alex Len's the new Costa Koufos. I love Costa. I actually think Alex Len might be slightly better than Costa, but good analogy. From the 916. So basically with the moves we've made so far, we're running it back. I like the fact that we kept Monk. And I do like Glenn, period. This has got to be a voice to text. What the hell is Glenn, period? But we can't run it back again. I would just caution everyone.
Yeah.
We're one day into the official year of the NBA. We're today. So, we're here for you to yell. But let's you know. It's like, was anybody 5 minutes into Lord of the Rings like, this movie sucks? Maybe they were.
I was.
You were. It's too many elves.
I know you like Harry Potter.
But the Kings as a whole right now are just thought to be in a holding pattern,
Yeah.
Jason.
Well, because look who potential names that I don't know that they were interested in, but I would have hoped they were interested in are gone. We mentioned earlier Najee Marshall, Tobias Harris. I don't know if they were interested in Derek Jones Jr., but that's a guy that could have helped possibly. Toppin, Royce O'Neal. I mean, Oubre. These are wing forwards, power forwards, small forwards that I believe they need. Now, you still have guys like Sadiq Bey, Kyle Anderson.
You know, I haven't heard anything on Jeremy Grant lately with the Kings.
True.
I wouldn't necessarily, again, depending on price. And that's what I think. I think the Kings probably right now have Ingram, Kuzma, Levine, maybe a Jeremy Grant, and then maybe a couple others. They're all on a board right now, and they're just kind of going back and forth. You know, like buying a car. You're going to go to different dealerships. You're going to check Kelly Blue Book. You're going to try to get the best deal, figure it out. Do I want the hatchback? Do I want the coupe? Ooh, the convertible. Convertible's nice, but look at that payment.
Because they don't have a lot of free agent money. They get the mid-level.
That's right.
But other than that, it's basically they're going to have to do this via trade.
They are. And they've got, again, unless they get crazy, they've got Barnes and Herter. So they have 40% of their starters from last year they're offering up. And or depending on who it is, draft capital. Or you just do filler for Levine and whatever. Or maybe there's another guy on an expiring contract that's maybe a big contract they take on for 1 year on a buy low. See if it works out. If it doesn't, you've got that money freed up next year. If it does, you got yourself a steal.
Options.
If only there was somebody out there that fit that bill. Maybe somebody that's, got all the talent in the world, but
just needs to be supported.
I actually had a dream Saturday night I did literally have a dream. Relax, everybody. I'm doing a bit, but this part isn't. I literally had a dream we acquired Ben Simmons. And I was almost teary when we did. And then I just imagined what would that first interview be like? Because I wouldn't want to put too much pressure. I'd be like, Ben, I've basically bet my career on you.
And then he would say, crikey.
He's stupid. And isn't he a prince or something? Don't we have to call him your highness or what? I'm serious. Isn't he a prince?
You have to.
I thought Ben was a prince.
He's a net.
I don't even know. But the idea of looking down and seeing Woj tweet out the Sacramento Kings have acquired, after all of this, after it being a bit for 4 years, after all that, what would the next day's show be like?
Celebrate for you.
And you say
as
that.
Long as the price is right.
But the price would, I can all but guarantee the Kings can get Ben Simmons for whatever they want. At this point, I think the Kings could acquire Ben Simmons for whatever salary filler they want to throw back. They might even be able to get a future for they want to get off of him so bad. But how many people the next morning would call in just super mad, literally blaming me for pressuring
you?
Monty?
Did this.
You did this. Yeah. It better work. It would be the closest I'd ever be to being a GM, because it would be all on me, and we would have so many Ben Simmons cutouts,
all put up there by you.
I'd have my second King Simmons jersey ever. Was that L Train when I was a little kid? We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot? Who's not? Let's go streaking. We'll talk about that next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to sacklegaldefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Plati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland, and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Quick Quack Car Wash takes the drama out of keeping your car clean.
Let's wash the car. Don't spray the hose inside the car.
Our convenient wash packages make it easy to get your car soaked, scrubbed, and on your way. Protect your car from sun, rain, and pollen with a ceramic duct wash, and get our in-wash light show and an unbeatable clean.
Oh, the kids filled the gas tank with water.
Of course they did. Quick Quack Car Wash. Come in today to try our new tropical scent wash.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of the spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
18 number ones.
What was I thinking?
Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Parmalee.
I love you just the way
Dasha, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonilla Electrical Heating and Air and the U.S. Marines.
The wild-eyed Southern boys are back. 38 Special. Rock it into the night. Friday, July 19th at 7:30 at the venue at Thunder Valley. With Lou Graham, the original voice of Foreigner. Tickets on sale now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss 38 Special Live.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
Is hot.
Paul Skeens.
Yeah, he is, dude.
After allowing a leadoff home run.
Well, yeah.
In Skeens' last two starts, he gave up a leadoff home run and did not allow another run afterwards. He is the first pitcher in MLB history to allow a leadoff home run in back-to-back starts, but not give up a run afterwards.
How about that? If I cared more about baseball right now, if I wasn't mad at baseball, Paul Skeens is like, he's that dude, man. He is that dude. He was that dude in college. He is that dude now. Now add in the glitz and glamour with what's her name, Livy. What's her name? The LSU gym, his girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
who's like 20 times more popular than he is. Like you kind of have a crossover star. Although that mustache bothers me. Just shave it.
Deal breaker.
Yeah, you're a good looking kid. You don't need that on your face. Text of the day. We had an inside defender, massive talent. We let him go, and he leads the Celtics to their 18th championship. Talking about Nimi Keita. Yeah, it's a good point.
Okay.
Who's not?
The Mexico national soccer team. Mexico beat Jamaica 1-0 to start their run at the Copa America, but then lost 1-0 to Venezuela and drew 0-0 to Ecuador. With that, they finished third in Group B and are out of the tournament.
They're out. I forget. Do you have Spanish roots at all, Chris, or no?
I have Spanish roots, yes.
Yeah. So so how are you with Spain?
I don't know. I just recently found out I'm Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, 23andMe.
I was watching them against what was it, Georgia yesterday?
Oh yeah.
Georgia went up 1-0, and it was like, and then, they beat them 4-1. By the way, isn't the U.S. crashing out today?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
I thought they were.
No, they're gonna beat.
Don't
Uruguay.
they have to beat Uruguay?
Yeah.
Are they gonna?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're totally gonna do it.
Okay, what's it looking like that?
Wait, so if they lose to Uruguay, but then Allen's team, isn't there some way where they can,
If Panama
lose to Bolivia
beats Bolivia by like 4 more goals than the U.S. beats.
I gotcha. So, Chris,
Our big boss is going to be at that game today.
Yeah.
It really?
Not the big boss.
No, but the small big boss?
Yes.
Where's it at?
Kansas City.
Oh, good for him. All right, so you're our resident Euro and Copa America expert. Coming in, let's say tomorrow, are we celebrating the Americans advancing on the week of our independence, or are we shaking our heads that we just can't get over the top?
I'm going to speak for most U.S. fans that I think either way we're celebrating.
We'd celebrate if we were out?
Because most likely Berhalter would be gone as
the
manager.
Good point. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah, guys, let's do this on the air. I just had a great talk with Dan Rusnowski, play-by-play voice of the San Jose Sharks, who are the #1 pick. He's going to join us tomorrow. What's a good time or times to have Dan on tomorrow? Should we do that off the air?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right. Should we go streaking on the air?
Did we do? Yeah, we did. Both.
Yeah, we did. Who's not?
Yeah.
Gosh.
The Mexican national team.
That's right, the Mexican national team.
Jason just shuts down whenever soccer is talked about.
They find a happy place like Jim Carrey in that one movie. What was it? Dumb and Dumber, when he was in the stall. Started sucking his thumb. Let's go streak.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah! Who is the Nostradamus of MLB?
Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
We're streaking.
Now we are.
Okay, as of now, we're all on a streak. Chris is at 4. I'm at 1. Dave was oh no, Dave, you were at 0. You got that John Kenzie.
Hey, we're all on a streak. Oh, except for you, Dave.
You were on that big streak before that.
Thanks.
That big Christmas let you down.
Yeah.
All right, so Dave, let's start with you. You took you were going to rebound with the Oakland A's. You took Zach Geloff.
I did. Geloff cornflakes. It's like Kellogg's.
So close.
Nope.
He got up 4 times.
You know, sometimes off the top of the head they don't work. That's okay.
Sometimes they do. 4 times up. He got 3 hits.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like Frosted Flakes.
Let's go A's. By the way, can I just say, a year from now, the A's are going to be playing here on artificial turf. I think we will be covering, I hope I'm wrong, but I think we're actually going to be covering random major league players passing out on the field. Like, that's in play.
Really?
It's going to be 114. What's it going to be on the field? 115?
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be like 140 on the field. Remember those old Busch Stadium?
Yeah, but that's that old AstroTurf.
What, the new and improved one is cooler?
It's really real.
What is it? They say it can add up to 20 degrees.
It can add, the new one can add up to, so 135?
See, it's better.
You'd like that. That's
I
golf
love
weather.
Oh, that's Jason's favorite.
I'm golfing today.
Are you?
Yeah.
Where?
Ansel Hoffman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be hot.
Yeah. I was just about to be like, I want to, and then I thought about it. You already knew, even if there was no opening.
You're not going to play.
Yeah,
It's too hot for you.
I would play if we were on the 17th right now. I'd be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What time are you teeing off?
Oh,
Not to give away all your personal business.
Right in the heat, like 2 o'clock.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Uh-huh.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Jason, that is going to be
hot.
It's 100 at 2.
Okay.
It'll be 104 before you. Oh, God. You're going to be you better hydrate.
I think I will. I'll give that a whirl.
All right. How did the rest of you do?
I was at 1, trying to get to 2. I took Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
He got 5 times on Friday. He got 3 hits.
Hey!
So I'm at 2. Dave's at 1. And Chris was at 4, trying to get to 5. He took Adley Rutschman of the Baltimore Orioles. Adley did not play. He had a DNP, so Chris stays at 4. So it's 1, 2, 4.
I had the most did not plays.
I think
this
so.
season.
I think you might have.
Now, today's a challenge, guys.
He's one of my best friends.
There's only 3 games today.
Okay.
6 total teams. Astros, Blue Jays, Mets, Nationals, Brewers, Rockies.
All right.
Yeah. Time to do your research.
Yeah, I better. Well, I've been doing it all weekend, and it comes down to this. Give me. Well, let's see.
I already know.
The Brewers are playing at Coors Field. Let's go to the this, and that can be Christian Yelich. Did you really?
Uh-huh.
Attaboy.
Christian Yelich.
Heck yeah.
I'm taking from the same team, Sal Frelick.
Oh, I love Sal Frelick.
Yeah. Chris?
I'm taking from the Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Okay.
No, not senior.
Uh-uh.
Future Yankee.
There you go.
Okay.
The streaks have been picked.
Somebody just one of our longtime listeners who I enjoy, LL Cool Ray.
Oh, I like LL Cool Ray.
Said that one of his problems with Kuzma instead of Ingram was that he's less efficient as a scorer.
Okay.
Actually, by 0.7 of a percentage point, Kyle Kuzma is more efficient than Brandon Ingram.
Got him.
Just saying, dog.
Burnt
To a crisp, much like Jason Ross will be today at Ansel Hoffman, which, by the way, you might notice today. See if you can see
Lots
it.
of trees.
I have, as you know, I grew up right there. That's my home of all home courses. And when I went and played a few Fridays ago at that tournament, on the side of the carts, it says the Hoff. It says the
Take
Hoff.
a picture and send it to you.
Never heard that one before. The Hoff. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's reset this free agency situation for your Sacramento Kings. Latest rumors, what's been going on around the NBA. We'll just kind of recap for you in the next segment because it has been a whirl, if you will. Also, your phone calls, 916-339-1140 is your text line, 1-800-920-1140. Your phone line. Who do you want? Why do you want him? Why do you agree with me that Kuzma all around would be a better option than Ingram, or disagree? And how excited will you be when the Kings trade for Ben Simmons? We'll do all that right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Since 1776, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, but it's been a federal holiday only since 1941. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. It was a mere 7 years later when the Keys family opened their first Naturewood store in Sacramento. And I guess Northern Californians have been celebrating ever since. We celebrate an incredible selection of furniture brands made right here in America. We celebrate the kind of generous hometown hospitality that was important to Walter Keys in 1948 and continues with the Keys family and the Naturewood Home Furnishing staff today. And we celebrate the kind of quality that's been synonymous with Naturewood for all these 76 years. Look for Made in America brands like Stanton, Sam Moore, Stickley, Hilltop Hickory, Simply Amish, and more during the Naturewood 4th of July sale event. Find the furniture that you will celebrate for years to come. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Any golfer would be thrilled to listen to Jack Nicklaus talk, and I had to tap the enthusiasm brakes a bit when I had a chance to interview him. But over the course of 40-plus years, Nicklaus wrote enduring words in Golf Digest magazine. Max Adler compiles some of the best. Nicklaus says, "When I putt, I hold my breath before initiating the stroke to keep my head and body still." About putting, he said, "I visualize the putter shaft as being extremely limber, almost as flexible as a length of rope, which means the only way I can get the club head to swing truly is to stroke putts very softly." He said, "The harder I want to hit a shot, the slower I try to begin the swing." About the game, he said, "The key to playing well is to understand who you are as a person and then manage that. I'm finding now more than ever that the game of a lifetime can give you the time of your life without ever striking a shot." Sounds pretty much like life itself. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Toyota's 4th of July sales event is on. Get in today for deals on the hottest lineup around. Don't miss a low lease on the fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma or low 1.99% APR on 2024 Tundra and Tundra Hybrid. Get your ride on with Toyota's 4th of July sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available to TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes TRD Pro and Capstone. Offers on 7/1/24.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Oh, it ran out.
Just in time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Those of you who've been watching on the YouTube see me walk back in late. Not all of them, but 90% of our breaks I've been on the phone I'm trying, man. I'm trying to find things out.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really tightened up. But I will hopefully have one of my people. I'm trying to effort before the end of the show. Anything original or anything we can build on for you all, as it is one of those it's too quiet situations, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it seem like it's too quiet? A little quiet.
You've been talking to too many English people. You just gave it in it.
Isn't it? Somebody called me a weapon the other day on English Twitter.
Oh, that's good.
No, it's bad.
Oh, it is.
Yes. Like, what is it? Like, half the time, I don't even know what the hell the insult is. But they're good at it. I mean, that's why it's called English, not American, right? Right, Jason?
Good point right there.
Could Brandon Ingram become a King via trade? According to Sean Cunningham, he could. Who's been making the national rounds, Sean has, by the way. Making his name for himself around the world.
Like, for instance, here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
That's not going to get old.
I just want to let people know I did not doctor that in any way. That is something that I would do.
No, you showed me the video. That is accurate. Jason, if I told you that the potential deal for Ingram from the Kings was almost certainly some combination of Herter and Barnes and the over and somewhere over under 1.5 first-round draft picks, would you bet that that's probably accurate-ish?
Ish. Yeah. I mean, again, the follow-up reports are the Pelicans are intrigued by trying to get a center. I don't think that's something the Kings could do.
Right.
So then does a third team have to get involved? Now you start to get a third team in, then maybe it's, let's say it's a quality center that another team gives up. Maybe the Kings aren't giving up as much. Now, you just have to decide where all these pieces are going. It's a little more difficult, but it's doable.
I guess one piece of good news for Sacramento is that it appears, if things keep going the way they're going, that the Pelicans are losing 40% of their starting lineup.
Yeah, a team that beat the Kings 6 times.
Yeah, Valanciunas is gone. Brandon Ingram's gone. Mm-hmm. The other thing that also gets me about Ingram, and again, I know I have to say it because I said it earlier, not that it doesn't happen, but more often than not, guys like that switch in conference like that. Like I could see Brandon Ingram going east.
Yeah.
Says the guy that also just watched Ingram go to the Pelicans from the Lakers. I get it. But if you took the last 100 all-star caliber moves, I would say probably 80 of them switched conference.
Yeah, I mean, here's another reason why I kind of like Ingram here. If it does happen, I think he plays. I think a lot of people would play well in this system, in this style.
Yes, I agree.
And I just between Sabonis and Fox, and even Monk to that matter, like true kind of playmaker facilitator type guys. I don't know. I felt like he got a lot of his own buckets, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And maybe some off of Zion double teams. I never felt like CJ's a really good guard. I just never felt like he's like a true point guard.
Agreed.
So I don't know, just dealing with some more. I feel like the fit would be good. Now, again, there's concerns on potentially re-signing, what the cost would be to get him. I'm definitely intrigued by him. But again, what is the deal? Like if the deal comes out and they make it happen and you go, oh, wow, they gave up a lot. But I don't think you do all those other moves that they did last week. I say all those others, but the Sasha and Davion to free up some extra money to maybe be a player in free agency. And as of now, they are non-players.
Yeah, I mean, they have the MLE, I think, is what they did that for. So they have the full MLE.
And so, to me, I think the guys, again, that are still intriguing would be Martin from, I just blanked. Is it Cody or Caleb Martin? But Martin, heck, the one that nobody wants to say out loud, but Bridges. And I'm talking about Miles.
Yeah.
Probably Kyle Anderson. It's getting a little thin. I know I had another one written down here. Sadiq Bey.
I'm not sure what this year's is, but the full non-taxpayer MLE can be used for contracts up to 4 years. This is as of last year, with a starting salary of up to 12.4. So there are quite a few moves that have been made, like Najee Marshall, like Jalen Smith, like Valanciunas even, that all would have fit, as I understand it, in the MLE. What I wonder, though, is if the Kings are waiting to use the MLE for whatever big move they want to make, and then they'll supplement it with, whatever room they have left there, which is what I'm guessing it is. I had a question for you, and I
lost it.
Yeah, I lost it. It's having to do with the Kings lineup. Not Herb Jones. I know that was on my mind earlier. Christ, I'm not going to find it. That's fine. It just I feel I don't. It's not that I feel for Monty and those guys that get paid a lot of money, but gosh, just the pressure of. And I see so many people saying we just need to make a move. No, we don't. No. We don't need. That's the worst thing you want to do is we just need to make a move. And this is what I was going to say to you, Jason. Here's my thing about Brandon Ingram. This is what I was going to say. Does it make sense? I'm going to try to verbalize this the best I can. Let's say it was Harrison Barnes and Kevin Huerter and 2 first-round picks. I don't care really about losing any of that, including the picks. I honestly don't, because if the Kings are going to be good, those picks are going to be in the 20s. Brandon Ingram's going to replace one of those 2, and then you've got whether you go Monk starting or you've got replacements for both those guys, and they're both. I think Monk is an upgrade over Huerter, and I think Ingram would be an upgrade over Harrison Barnes, at least offensively. And I don't even care about the picks. Does it make sense? It's not. I'm not even concerned with the stuff we'd be giving up. It's like whatever. I'm concerned with the aftermath and the makeup of the team. I'm concerned with, as I said earlier, the makeup of the team and the fact that we don't really have, other than our MLE, we don't have any more bullets in the gun. That's your team, dude. Let's say it's Fox, Monk. I mean, honestly, Fox, Monk,
Murray, Ingram, Sabonis.
Murray, Ingram, Sabonis. And then your bench is, Lyles, Len, Carter, Ellis, and let's say a mid-level guy. Okay. So Fox, who do we say at the 2? Monk, thank you. Ingram, Murray, Sabonis. Okay, so my number one thing is just looking at that. Do we both agree that Ingram is not a 4?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think he's a 4. I think he's a 2-3. I don't think he's a 3-4. Murray's a 3-4, but I think he's better suited at the 3. I think Murray, that's a tough. My first concern with that's a great starting lineup. Offensively, that is a great starting lineup. Here's my issue. Number one, you're asking a lot out of Keegan Murray and Domantas Sabonis. Defensively, you're asking a ton out of them. How are those lineups going to do against the 4-5 heavy teams? How is that lineup going to do against Minnesota? How's that lineup going to do against Denver? How are you going to work that against you? You're already asking a lot out of Sabonis to anchor your down low defense when dude is not a defender. You're going to throw Keegan, who's a better defender, but I think he's a better defender at 2s and 3s and 3s and 4s, if that makes sense. I know I'm getting nerdy here. You got Fox in the backcourt, who's great at disrupting the game. And when he has and I mean this with all love and respect, he expends so much energy on the offensive end. It's so difficult to ask him to lock in defensively for 35 minutes a night. It's almost impossible to do that. You're not getting defense out of Monk and Ingram.
Yeah. I know it's probably not a fair comparison, but it really happened. I would say that lineup's better than this year's starting lineup. And the Kings last year were 3-1 against Denver and 2-1 against Minnesota. Now, situational where guys out, like Jamal Murray missed a couple of those games. So there's different things that happen, but they did just fine against them in the regular season.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
But if they played a playoff series, I was picking Denver.
Do you think that lineup is a better defensive lineup than last year's lineup? I think it's slightly worse. I think Barnes is a better defender than Ingram. I know we're talking about green beans versus cream corn.
Too much credit.
I don't know. It's a tough argument for me to make because I'm not trying to say Barnes is a plus defender.
Right, but then I would also say this: as much as I love him, people were targeting Kevin Huerter.
They were.
And I'm not saying Monk's not, but
when I say Kevin Huerter is a better defender than Malik Monk, 90% of it, I think, is number one. Doesn't he have Monk by 2 inches?
Oh, he's taller for sure. Yeah.
And Malik Monk to me was just. I wasn't looking at Malik Monk for defense. Not that I was looking at Huerter either. Yeah. Can we agree this is not a better? How about this? That's not a better defensive team.
Yeah, it's probably the same to me.
And therein lies the issue. You've now made a lateral move defensively.
But that's by far better offensively.
It is better offensively.
Yeah. But also remember last year on a team that we didn't really love, that they ended up in the top 15 from in the 20s.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that one of the big questions is now you have Devin Carter and Keon Ellis. What are we doing with those guys?
Playing them.
But I feel like there's some overlap there. Yeah. Fox, Monk, Carter, Ellis.
Right.
There's a lot of people there, me included, that wonder about Keon Ellis getting. If only Carter and I haven't seen Carter play yet, but God, I wish they were just 2 inches taller.
This is what we said about Davion.
It is true. It's like we're really good at grabbing tiny, awesome defenders. Like if we could just play tiny teams, we'd win a championship. We'll take a break. When we come back, quick 1 minute break here. We'll go around the world in free agency as well, including LeBron James. Once again, throwing a bone to the Lakers. We'll do that next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And Logan Ryan picks him up. Looks like they're playing man. Laporta's over there as well. It's 5 out. It's empty on 4th down. Goff back. Not going to get out to his right. Being chased. Throws, and it is incomplete. The 49ers take over on 4th down. Again!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento Sacramento area, A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
I know this is going to sound funny to some, but bear with. In the Brandon Ingram versus Harrison Barnes camp, sometimes I'll use numbers to support an argument. This is one where it gets a little goofy because, yes, Brandon Ingram's defensive rating is slightly better than Harrison Barnes's. I would just ask people, you gotta understand how defensive rating works, though, defensive box plus minus. So, for example, defensive rating, you're going to be helped a lot by your surroundings. That's not a rating of your one-on-one defense. It's a lot of a team stat. So my counter to that would be, yeah, but he's also got Herb Jones playing next to him, Jose Alvarado, a number of these. The Pelicans had some great individual defenders that can help out the ones that aren't. Like I would also imagine, I don't know, I haven't looked yet, but I wonder if C.J. McCollum has a better defensive rating than De'Aaron Fox. Now, when you look at those two play, C.J. McCollum's not a better defender than Fox. And by the way, I'm not trying to say that Harrison Barnes is some. I'm far from saying Harrison Barnes is some plus defender, much less an elite defender. I'm saying Harrison Barnes, who never misses games, drew either the number one or number two toughest defensive assignment every single night. That also doesn't factor in things that don't show up, like his vocality on defense. Who's the guy on Memphis? He was hurt last year. Damn it. Big man, Memphis. Brandon Clark, thank you, who is one of the most, Brandon Clark is one of those defenders that unless you've watched him play, never shows up, because what he's missing defensively, he makes up in the fact that when he's on the floor, he's the quarterback of that defense along with Jaren Jack. He's calling out plays. He's calling out positioning all the time, constantly incredibly vocal. And I wouldn't say Harrison's at that level, but it's close. Again, I'm not saying Barnes is this like world defender and Brandon Ingram isn't. I'm saying, let me put it like this. You ain't looking at Harrison Barnes or Brandon Ingram for defensive stops when you need one. Right. Those aren't the guys you're paying attention to. LeBron James has opted out of his deal with the Lakers, but according to his agent, Rich Paul, everything looks like he's going to re-sign. And he reportedly is willing to take less money if it means freeing up some of that money for the Lakers to sign, quote, an impact player, Jason.
And what was weird is the early reports were like Klay Thompson, Jonas Valanciunas. I'm like, he's not going to take less money for Jonas Valanciunas.
I was wondering the same thing.
But I would say Klay, maybe DeMar DeRozan. I don't know what some of the other candidates might be now, because it's not completely gone, but it's thinning out a little bit for some of the players they may be targeting.
I also just want to point out, too, once again, when we're talking about how absolutely inept the Lakers are and how inept their ownership and front office is, this is another example of the Lakers getting something absolutely for free if this happens. Like, not only did LeBron James voluntarily go to LA because it's LA, but now he's going to voluntarily perhaps give up salary in order.
Right.
And that just doesn't happen to the other, 29 teams. So congratulations. As mentioned earlier, Paul George was close to joining the Warriors. The Warriors put up, what was it? Chris Paul.
Talking about Wiggins, maybe?
Wiggins, yeah. We've heard Kuminga and Moody's name thrown around as well.
I wonder how much of an impact for them, not having Bob Myers.
So really, I mean, you look at what you look at what Mike Dunleavy has done, or more importantly not. So far he has his big move has been trading Jordan Poole for Chris Paul and then releasing Chris Paul and then probably losing Klay Thompson. Now it's a lose-lose for Mike Dunleavy also, because he's the guy that's probably going to have to shepherd the rebuild of this team, if you will. The Warriors are in a weird spot.
They are, because honestly, I think their demise is a little bit overplayed. Like last year, Draymond missed so many games. Like if a few things went right, it's not crazy to think they could have won 3 or 4 more games. 3 or 4 more games puts them in the top 6, just like the Kings, right? It's very fluid. It's very fragile, that bottom part of the West. And the year before, they were 6th seed and beat the Kings and, played the Lakers. So I don't think they're as far off as people make it to be. But then now you start to take pieces away, and, they're going to be relying on guys like Podziemski and who's the big man? Trace Jackson David. Some things that could work, but that's not foolproof either. So
when you have
Warriors are cooked.
When you have Steph Curry and you have Draymond Green, you're going to be able to beat most teams on any given night at times. But overall, on paper, this looks like a borderline play-in team. And we don't know what the rest of the offseason is for them either. But if you're Joe Lacob, you're paying right now for your championships. This is the part of the run that sucks.
Yeah.
You're paying for your championships. And it's interesting to follow. It's almost like a San Francisco Giants-esque dissension when they were paying Buster Posey and a lot, the Brandon Crawfords of the world. A lot of these guys, even Madison Bumgarner towards the end, they probably should have traded most of those guys off earlier to reload, but you also don't reward championships like that. Paul George, happy to be in Philadelphia.
I owe him a trophy. That's what I owe this organization. This is a window that we're trying to capture, and my commitment and my job is to try to bring a title here.
Again, that was 4 years ago in LA when he signed with the Clippers, but we like saying that. So the Splash Brothers, it sounds like, Jason, are effectively over. The Sacramento Kings ended their dynasty. And I think we should, honestly, maybe a Warrior logo with a circle and a red line through it as a banner next year for us. Ended the dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, that is really amazing what those two guys did together. And really Draymond, throw them all in the mix. But that will be weird to see Klay if he officially goes to the Mavs or the Lakers or the Clippers or wherever he might go. That'll be weird to see him in a different uniform.
You're exactly right. That will be, not weird, Steph Curry weird, but definitely strange. But and we talked about this earlier. If the rumors are true about him feeling disrespected, he can, go. I don't know. He can go jump off
his boat.
Yeah, there you go. Got him.
But if that's the case,
boat raced.
Can't tell someone how to feel, right? But if he felt that way, it's not about the money, right? It was about how, maybe seeing other guys get their money or how he was even being treated. Remember, he was the guy they put to the bench at one point this year, and I don't know. That's tough. But when you've done so many things to help an organization win, that's the ego part that's probably tough to take.
Well, and I mean, I think part of it sounds like is the money, in the sense that, he looks over at what they gave Draymond Green, but also Klay he's not Klay anymore. He's still good.
Yeah.
But
he's not punching teammates.
No.
He's not getting thrown out of games.
You're so 100%.
So how, as someone that's trying to figure that out, I was as responsible for these titles as everyone else. Why am I the one that's going?
I don't know much, but I do know this. As much as I do like Klay Thompson, he's not even listed on their roster anymore. That's hilarious.
That's what he gets for deleting them on social media.
As much as I like Klay Thompson, he's 34 years old. Yeah. He averaged 18 points on 43% shooting last year. He went 0-10 in his final game. And he's coming, and he's had 2 massive injuries.
Yeah.
Here's what I do know. Somebody's going to acquire Klay Thompson in the offseason, and it's going to be a massive overpay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to do this from Klay's perspective, and this is a stretch. But if Steph was a free agent this year,
yeah,
in Klay's mind, he's probably going, "There's no way they're letting him walk."
True.
And then someone go, "Well, he's Steph Curry." I agree.
Yeah.
But I'm Klay Thompson.
Right.
I'm not saying I should get $50 million.
Sure.
But why shouldn't I stay here with this team? I've won 4 titles. I'm game 6 Klay. done all these 60-point games and 37-point, not all of them, but 37-point quarters, all these incredible career highlights. They don't want me?
Yeah, I think.
Is there not an offer of hey, let's keep you for, like, insult me first on an offer, say, hey, we'll do 4 years, 80 million or something, like 20 per? Come on. But is that even out there for him?
I thought they offered him something. Am I wrong? I thought they offered him something in the 20s. I thought I read that somewhere. I could be wrong. I honestly could be wrong. Would it be hilarious? I love your idea of him going to the Clippers.
Yeah, when they talked about maybe trading for him, and then they get out of the Paul George deal, and then he can just go sign there.
Chris Paul to the Spurs. Kind of like that move, actually. Sneaky.
Yeah.
Not only is going to be some earth shaker, but love Pop and Chris Paul there. Victor Wembanyama's got a couple of really good mentors.
Yeah, and there's two parts to this too. At 1 year, $11 million. Okay, so let's get to the trade deadline.
Right.
And the Spurs are going to be like a 25-30 win team. Like, good, better, but not enough. Someone may want Chris Paul for the stretch run.
True.
And all of a sudden, maybe you got to pick out of that. And you're like, all we did was sign the guy for $11 million. Contract's favorable. We got a little grooming with him on this team. Someone else is desperate for a point guard. And boom, you make a deal.
I'm going to say something that is outlandish now on July 1st, but I would like you to remember it next year.
Okay.
Write it down. San Antonio is going to make the play-in.
This next year?
Yep.
Okay.
I think so. I think you got Chris Paul in the backcourt. Remember, they got Stephen Castle in the draft, who's regarded as one of the better backcourt players there. Devin Vassell, Florida State kid, who, again, health is the big thing with him. And then you have Jeremy Sochan and Victor Wembanyama with Keldon Johnson coming off the bench. I like that team.
Are they better than the Kings? Kings, Warriors, Pelicans, Lakers. The 4 play-in teams from a year ago.
I would trade that roster straight across for the Kings.
Just because of Wembanyama.
Yes.
I mean, I think they're fine.
Yeah.
I think
you're right. They're not better than the Kings.
I'm not saying that's how it'll go, but those were the 4 play-in teams last year.
But, like, for me, that team right there, again, a lot of it's Victor Wembanyama, but it ain't just Victor Wembanyama, is a far better defensive team than Sacramento.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And JB Bickerstaff found a home, as he will be. Oh, man, my guy got back to me. My guy who always gives me something. This is how locked up the Kings are right now. I said, you got to give me something before the end of the show. This is always my guy that'll give me at least an update on things. He goes, dude, it's dead quiet. No news. Whew.
Okay.
That's the guy, Jason.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch, and boy, is there a lot to watch, along with this day in history, including one of the biggest days in sports radio history. We'll do all that right after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center. It is Monday. We're looking at a comfortable start to the morning with temperatures in the 60s. Heading through the afternoon, it's going to feel hotter this afternoon with highs in the range of 100 to 104. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you're in the market for a new car, shop Folsom Lake Kia. Low interest rates, low payments, and zero down deals with approval of credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS has raised the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes in recent years. This hits hard if you're behind on your taxes. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. If you owe the IRS today, you'll owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you've been on the American River, it's uphill, it's downhill. There's trails everywhere that you can walk, and it just makes you happy. And I couldn't walk, and it was terrible. I was turning into a real crab. I went to the Good Feet store, and I tried on the arch supports. I could not believe that I was not in pain. I can walk, I can run, I can jump, I can do anything. My name's Terry, and that's my Good Feet story.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Hey, what's up? Kyle Draper for Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I've had my new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV for about 6 months now, and it's still the best car driving experience that I've ever had. I got some news for you. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton doesn't just have cars or SUVs, they also have Sprinter vans, and they have special rates starting at 4.9% APR and an $8,000 discount on over 30 vans in stock. So head on down there.
About Brandon Ingram continues to progress. That's like such lame info. I don't even like saying it, but it's what we got. But there is smoke where that fire is.
Like for instance, here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
Yeah. Continue to watch NBA free agency today. Follow us, Sacktown Sports, on the Tweeter.
Constantly going on.
And also, look, you're going to want to just lock it in all day to Styles and Watkins, and then Whitey and Kyle later this afternoon. As soon as anything breaks, we will have it for you. I don't mind the view, to be honest with you. I think this is a much better view for YouTube. But I'm dressed up as a logo. I'm dressed up as a Sacktown Sports logo. It looks nice. Look at the teeth.
Where'd the camera go?
It's really nice. A's and Diamondbacks. Continue to be excited for that. Wait, is this right?
Oh, that's old.
That's old.
Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. Nobody's playing today, right?
Yeah,
we care about 3
games. That's right. Yeah.
Nope, not going to respond to them talking about cold cuts in the chat. Move along. On this day in sports history, the biggest dates in fact, you could call it the birthday of sports talk radio, as WFAN in New York starts the first ever 24-hour sports radio format. Imagine that. 20, and by the way,
you go the other way. Stats.
Oh, that's my friend. That's okay. I was
going to be counting.
Francesa is it almost, honestly though, it almost, can I just say that I'm a little uncomfortable listening to that?
Yeah, I know. I was like, what is that?
Well, I'll get him a minute. I can't find them right now.
So, and by the way, it's 24 hours of local sports talk. Passed away. This is honestly one of the coolest things I heard Mike do. Is I didn't even know he was a comic book fan, and when he found out on the air that about Stan's passing, and one of the few times you hear Mike get emotional.
Eddie in Hoboken. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, what's up, Mike?
What's
Hey,
happening?
Mike, Stan Lee died today. Did you ever meet the guy? What do you
sorry.
think of him?
Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee.
I
Never
don't know
heard
who
of
he
Stan
is.
Lee?
Don't know who he is now.
Jesus.
Who is he? Who is he? Who is Stan Lee?
He was one of the creators of Marvel Comics.
Oh, who cares?
That was his touching tribute.
Here he is.
Oh, who cares?
Here he is with Eddie in Queens who wants to share a memory.
I was looking for this.
Eddie in Queens. What's up, Eddie?
Hey, Mike.
What's happening?
I hope it's not.
I hope you can bring a
relevant
little
or
sanity. I hope you can bring a little sanity to this. Go ahead.
A little bit, and I was always waiting for the right moment to chime in with a few of mine. Is that okay? A little bit.
What are we talking about?
July 4th, 1961, doubleheader to Tigers, Yankees. Remember that one a little bit? Or you researched it? Recall that one?
No, man. What? Off the top of my head, you want me to remember July 4th, 1961? I was 6 years old.
Well, I think, okay, because all right, well, I know you had mentioned that, that's when you were starting to
Yes, but you think I remember July 4th, 1961?
Mike, but it was when Frank Larry laid down a bunt in the ninth inning and the second game of the doubleheader at the stadium. And I don't know, just wondering if that, even historically looking back, if that would ever.
What's the point?
There's no point.
What's the point of the Frank Larry? I'm trying to get. Why would you want to bring that up? Why? What is memorable about it?
They were in a heated pennant race with the Tigers.
But it was only July 4th. But go ahead. But they're in a pennant race. The Tigers were a great team that year, won 100 games and didn't win the pennant. We know that. Okay, but what's the point of that game?
There's no point. Just wanted to share with you, Mike.
That Frank Larry laid a bunt down?
It was an important part of my life, Mike.
Wait a second. Wait. Then tell me about what was the point? I'm missing the point.
Okay, maybe. All right. We'll leave it at that, Mike. Okay.
What is the point? I'm trying to give you a chance to explain it.
The point is that you had mentioned 1961 as that was important in your life of the Yankees, and it was an important part of mine too.
Eddie, I'm trying to give you. I'll give you one more chance before we say goodbye. What is important about the game?
What happened is that it was I'm feeling uncomfortable, Mike. Now I'm going to split. Okay.
Way to go, Mike.
and finally, because it is their birthday, to me, the greatest all-time Mike Francesa. Remember Mike and the Mad Dog, Chris Russo, you see every day. The greatest rant of all time, I affectionately call the Gorilla.
Can you imagine if that was your child in there?
Talking about Harambe, by the way, when Harambe was shot in the thing.
You're going to have people who are going to say, wait a second, I'm worried about the Gorilla. When your kid's in there, basically maybe seconds from having his head crushed. We live in a world now where you are going to be more concerned with the Gorilla than you are the little boy. I know you people. They're thinking about it. He fell into an area where he's in there with a gorilla who is dragging him around the habitat, and you're telling me you're worried about the gorilla's welfare?
The Gorilla. Happy birthday, WFA.
Happy birthday.
On this day in 1992.
We're a couple of days away from that punt at Yankee Stadium.
Yes, we are, as a matter of fact.
What
was the one guy I can't find it. We don't have time anyways, but the one guy who called him said, do you think when the San Francisco Giants ever visit, they and the New York Giants ever go out to dinner? Well, why? Why would they do? I don't know, just to talk old times. What? Movie illegal.
The Giants came from New York, Mike.
That was 50 years ago. League of Their Own came out. This day, 1992, with a Stillwell Angel and No Crying in Baseball and Madonna. It really is. I put it in that category of The Firm, The Fugitive, A Few Good Men.
All F movies.
Big. All what?
All F movies.
All movies.
Dr. Richard.
Right, Doctor. What was it?
You switched the samples, and you doctored your research so that you could have Provasic.
That era of movies is they all had that look, right? And A League of Their Own was one of them, even though it was a period piece. And still, I think I watched it. It was like maybe 2 months. It wasn't that long ago. I hadn't seen it in years. And it was on, and I watched it. And at the end, when they all they're all old and they start singing the song. Oh.
I watched Fugitive the other night.
Well, it's on. It's been making the rounds on TNT.
I was watching Encino Man yesterday.
He was.
And son-in-law.
You and my wife, dude. Honestly, you guys were meant to be together. It's just, yeah. The Fugitive. That was Harrison Ford was on a heater, by the way. Yeah. Didn't he have Get Off My Plane was like right before or after that, I think.
Probably after for sure.
That Fugitive's such a watchable movie. Then they had U.S. Marshals. You know, I've never seen U.S. Marshals. Should I? Wasn't that like the sequel, Tommy Lee Jones? Yeah. And on this year, in 2018, LeBron James agreed to a 4-year deal to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Whoa, I remember.
Actually, did I read somewhere if he, if and assumedly when he re-signs with the Lakers, he plays next season, that'll be his longest consecutive stint anywhere, I think.
Could that be right?
I think.
No. How about the first time with Cleveland?
That's what I think. I think I read that. Also, I don't read good. Let me look here.
I bet first time with Cleveland.
All right, let's see. LeBron James, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Cleveland the first round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'll tie his longest ever. But then he also played 4 more years for Cleveland. We're talking consecutively. How about that? Still hasn't played for Sacramento. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk with Styles and Watkins and celebrity birthdays. And as always, any updated news on the Sacramento Kings, we'll break into regularly scheduled programming for that. All right, here on your home of the Sacramento Kings. Sports.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Get ready for the Kia Vacaville Summer Sticker Sales Event. This is your chance to make it a summer to remember with incredible deals on select 2024 Sportage and Sorrento vehicles. Kia Vacaville is offering an amazing 1.9% APR for up to 48 months for well-qualified buyers. Or you'll get $1,000 bonus cash on specialty tag 2024 Sportage and Sorrento models. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and start your summer adventures. Imagine cruising down the highway in your new Kia from Kia Vacaville, enjoying the advanced features and comfort of the Sportage or Sorrento. Whether you're planning a road trip or just driving around town, these vehicles are designed to elevate your experience. But don't wait too long. These unbeatable deals won't last forever. Your adventure starts now at Kia Vacaville, where every journey is an adventure. Visit them today and find the perfect vehicle for your summer plans. Auto availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
You don't want to be in a situation where you need representation but don't have anyone to go to. You want to be prepared. You want to be ready. So my suggestion is you get ready and you contact SacLegalDefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Now, what might you find there? Well, I'm going to tell you, you're going to find Jonathan Gonzalez in the Gonzalez Law Offices. He's here. He's local. He wants to represent you. He's good at his job. And why might you need that representation? Well, you can find yourself in a situation where you have a wrongful termination from your job, maybe an expungement, something you'd like to get off of your record that's been hanging with you for years, maybe a car accident, whatever it might be. You certainly need someone to represent you and someone that is here, that is local, someone that you can call and reach out to and talk to and feel that connection and know that you're in good hands. So again, wrongful termination cases, expungements, car accidents, whatever you feel you need representation, I suggest you contact SacLegalDefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Again, that's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at SacLegalDefense.com.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it was quite a day on the last homestand when the A's honored their 1974 World Series championship team. And among those in attendance, second baseman Dick Green, who won the Babe Ruth Award as the best player in that year's postseason, despite going 0 for 13 at the plate in the World Series. That shows you what he meant to the ball club on the defensive side of things.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract for For just $15 a month, add the new stream saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix. For just $35 a month. Switch to Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires people to only auto pay with their bank account. Equipment taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. After speed today. Stream saver requires Xfinity internet or TV. Price
Buddy here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. Bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill has turned me into a grilling pro with features other grills cannot match. They're built different, built better, built to last. Made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
18 Countless ACM and CMA awards. Sold out world tours. And now Dierks Bentley is coming to Sacramento for Country in the Park 2. September 28th at Hart Health Park at Cal Expo with Bonilla, Kelsey Hart and more, plus line dancing, food trucks, and more. Tickets available now at CITVFest.com.
Brought to you by Bonilla McNair and the US Marines.
July 4th savings at Nita $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates. $12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Nita Chevy with at least 5 at this price. July 4th savings up to $12,000 off Silverado exclusively at Nita Chevy at NitaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available. Special financing and leasing. Some other offers must trade in 2010 model year or newer. In 7-24.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
So much going on right now.
So much.
I bet you I got a story you don't have. The term hawk tuah has received 22 trademark applications. None of them from the person who said it. I'm not getting into anything other than just the trademarks. Some of the trademark requests are for sticker books, hats, T-shirts, sauces, lollipops, tobacco products, shampoo, cleaning agents, and paper toilet bowl liners. I wouldn't use hawk tuah shampoo. I'm just going to say it. Maybe conditioner. But yeah,
Sounds to me like something a college would say. Like Roll Tide.
Right.
Hawk tuah.
Hawk tuah. All right, there we go. What was the headline in the who just traded? Yeah, where'd he go?
Peloton.
Hawk to a Peloton. It's a hell of a headline by the New Orleans Times. Picking you. I pronounced that right, didn't I?
You did.
Thank you. How was your weekend?
Great.
Great
stuff. Thank you.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the Bay doing some hosting for the Ballers. Quick trip to Monterey as well.
Ooh, Monterey, lovely. Are you? This is going to be your first Valley summer, is it not?
Oh yeah, we talk about it all the time on the show. All the listeners give me a hard time because I said from the East Bay. You know, I'm not a
city boy.
I'm not a city boy like the city or I'm not. Well, I grew up in Concord. Yeah, right. Concord gets hot.
I'm a native of this place. And I bitch more than anyone I know about it.
Yeah. We gotta figure out something with this market. My car's gonna be cooked.
104, 110, 113, 108, 111, 111, 108, 109, 110.
I didn't like that people were like, oh no, it was wrong. 119. That's and then it
Right.
changed to 113.
I got to be
Didn't
honest with
appreciate
you.
that.
I don't care between 113. It's not like I go out and it's like, oh, you know what? They said it was going to be.
You could just say 110 plus.
Right.
Because what does it matter?
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. It doesn't matter. It should
don't
basically
go
say, don't go outside. You might die.
Sounds like Mason Miller pitching charter.
Hey.
Well, what about the difference between 93 and 100?
That's a big. Okay. It's kind of like what rich people say. They say the difference between your first, like the difference between 0 and 1 million is the biggest. The difference between 1 and 10 million is the second biggest. Everything after 10 million is degrees of being rich. It's the same thing with hot, right? Like once you get past
gross.
Once you get past 100,
yeah,
it's hot.
Good golf.
No, not good golf.
Why?
Great golf.
You like playing golf in the season?
Yeah. See my shorts?
You got a cart, you got some shade, some water.
You're still constantly
It's hot.
outside
Yeah.
and sweating a lot. I have a
So you don't leave your house at all.
unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah.
I do not leave my house. And I'll tell you something. I worked hard and I saved up money and I saved and I had bake sales and all that stuff so that I can have an app on my phone where I can turn on the air conditioner in my car before I get in there. Because if I didn't have that, that's the worst. You get in your car like my wife's car. We get in her Jeep. Yeah. It's 194 in there when you get in, and then by the time the air conditioner kicks in, you're already just a pile of wet.
Some like it hot.
Yeah.
Who likes it hot?
Me, Jason, and Chris and I are going to be at the state
God.
fair.
Not me.
Chris and I are going to be at the state fair.
Here's
It's going
something.
to be hot.
Here's something
very
that's
much confirmed.
This is completely unfathomable to me, but I already know the answer. Jason, I would in a heartbeat. I know this would be weird and make news stories, but let's just say in this world, in a heartbeat, I would take a high of 30 degrees all week long over this. And you're dead set.
No way.
Right?
It's miserable.
Yeah, that's terrible.
100%. Oh, look how comfortable I am in my jacket and my gloves.
No, you're also inside. You're not going out.
Yeah, I would tell you this. I'd rather play golf in 32 degree weather than 110 degree weather.
It.
You stop it. You. We're
That's
live.
insane.
32 degrees or 110?
32.
Thank you, person that's logical and smart. Chris
I
Watkins.
feel like the number needs to be lower, by the way.
Than 32?
110's as hot as it can possibly be here.
It's
Okay.
supposed to be hotter than that.
Well, I mean,
20.
You say 105? 104?
Either way,
one-
but I'm saying like
sure.
15 or 20 degrees versus
110 versus 20.
Okay, and 30's the coldest it could be. So can I go to 40? 40 versus 100. Is that fair? Yeah, is that?
Sure.
I'm
I'd still take 100 over 40.
I'm probably taking 100, but
I'm taking 40.
100% taking.
we know you took 30.
Yeah, that's true. You're taking 40?
I think so. Wow. Rain and wind.
1-800-920-1140. Watkins. Would you rather have 100 or 40? They'll take your calls all day
my
long.
nose is running.
Who wants to go catch it? Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Birthdays meant to be spent with family and friends, and nobody brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. Super enjoyable on a day like today, by the way. Golf and cookies.
Yum.
Yum.
Happy birthday, Missy Elliott.
Beep, 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 beep. Missy Elliott is. By the way, how would you like wearing that outfit on a day like today, golfing? From the that one video where it was like super shiny.
Oh yeah,
52.
That's a good guess. I'm gonna say 51.
Let's say 56.
54.
we have a tie. No correct answer. 53 for Missy Elliott.
We're all right there.
Happy birthday, Pamela Anderson.
Pam's 61. Whoa, I know.
59.
I'll say 50. 55.
60.
We have another tie between 55 and 59. 57 for Pamela Anderson.
Did you guys see that one video when she was on Tool Time? When she was the assistant lady for
I don't think you can say.
What? Where your head's going?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Liv Tyler.
Oh, just made me cry not a week ago. Yeah, right before the debate. Never watch Armageddon right before the debate. It's what happened. It was right before. However, don't want to miss a thing and wish to shake the hand of the daughter of the bravest man in the history of the world to I'll say Liv Tyler is 43.
45.
I think
I was going to say 42.
51.
Alan's close, 47.
Oh.
Happy birthday to Kent Bazemore.
Kent. Is that you, Kent? Is that you, Kent? It was hot and I was hungry. Kent is 35. Nope.
33.
Chris? Kent Bazemore?
46.
We have a correct answer, and it's not Chris. It is Carmichael.
Right here. Yep. That's my guy. I'm going to guess free agency, Kings, breaking news, hopefully.
Free agency frenzy. The move is coming. And if not, are you okay with the Kings running it back?
No. New segment. What's next? No. Nobody's going to be okay with it. Ever. At all.
Have to make some moves.
Also, talk about why Kuzma's a better option.
Yes, we have.
Yeah,
your
Chris
audio.
really liked it.
I did.
Ah!
The first 2 minutes.
Yes!
I really laid that thing out.
Laid it out. That's the best basketball show in town, and we will listen to it right after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here. The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey.